San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, no suspension for Victor Wembanyama, and that means he will be on the floor tonight inside the Frostbank Center for Game 5 against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock. It will be televised on NBC and Peacock. De'Aaron Fox is officially listed as questionable for tonight's game with ankle soreness. Dylan Harper now also questionable. He has left knee soreness. The Thunder, they're waiting for the winner. They finished off the Lakers last night.
Sports Center brought to you by SAPDcareers.com. The San Antonio Police Department is always hiring.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a Spurs game day, it is Tuesday. We got a huge Game 5 tonight. Spurs taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, and oh my goodness, big game inside the Frostbank Center.
Yeah, we want some nasty, and the real question, like, Wemby is good to go, no suspension. And boy, that is pissing off a lot of the NBA old heads.
Yes, it is.
Retaliation.
Uh-oh.
You wonder if that is coming. And especially when you consider, well, I mean, Wemby didn't get suspended, so they're saying fair game. Go for it. You might get kicked out of this one, but no suspension. The NBA has set the tone. The Spurs dealing with some injuries. Both Harper and Fox. Game time decisions is what we're hearing from those that were at shoot-around and what they've tweeted out.
Yeah, but Fox looked pretty good. He was putting up some shots. I clearly expect him to play. Harper, I did not see on the floor, but I'd be shocked if he doesn't play. Problem is, his injury happened late. Like 30 seconds left in Game 4, so not sure. And that would be a huge loss. And I hate to say this, I'd rather have Harper than Fox if I have a choice at this point in time.
Wow.
Well, and it's nothing against Fox.
Why
it's
do you
just
hate De'Aaron Fox?
I love De'Aaron Fox, but I just think Dylan Harper is playing at another level right now. And my goodness, he has just been he's been outstanding. And so I'd love to see him on the floor tonight. And again, though, having said all of that, I'd be shocked if either one of them don't play.
That's true, and that's, I mean, honestly, I was a little, yesterday during the show when we saw De'Aaron Fox, I'm like, De'Aaron Fox? I was worried about Dylan Harper and his knee because it looked so weird and it happened so late, and De'Aaron got hurt and then came back and played. So, we're like, De'Aaron Fox, the hell, man, you were fine. Yeah. But look, it's the NBA, that's the way it goes. And man, I am ready for tonight. In a lot of ways, to see how this game is going to be called. You know, it does tell me that you have a problem in the NBA when you get a veteran player like Mike Conley say something like this.
Yeah, we seem to be in the middle of a lot of those series where it gets real physical, chippy, and game by game, it changes. You know, depending on who you have as a crew, dictates how physical you can be, and we have to be smart with that. We have to, use that experience, and if it's one of those games where it's going to be called tighter, you got to play with that, that physicality. You can't be 2 games ago, it can't be last game. You have to be ready for what's called tonight, and I think we've handled that well over the last few series.
Yeah. Depending on who the crew is, I don't know how they're going to call this one.
Well, look, I don't know what kind of edict maybe they got from the NBA front office or whatever the case may be. I could see this game going a number of different ways. First of all, pack a lunch because it could be a 5-hour basketball game.
Oh, stop.
There could be whistles on every play because they're going to call it tight, try to keep the chippiness out of it. That's one possibility. The other possibility is nothing might change, and it just may be as physical as it's been, and they keep going. But I know we're going to get into it, but it's just a lot of the old school guys, and I've seen a lot of tweets, a lot of things happening today that the NBA has opened the door for physical play, for elbows, for stuff like that by not suspending or fining Victor Wembanyama.
You wonder how Minnesota will respond. because in reality, it kind of feels different than some of the other stuff that you would see, whatever word, shenanigans. Because Wemby threw the elbow, Naz Reid continued to play, he didn't get hurt. And Minnesota won the game. But to a man in that locker room, was the door open? And do you expect some sort of retaliation? Will somebody get out there with their ladder to try to take an elbow to Wemby's head? Will there be some additional? Well, that's the only way they're getting there, right?
Well, Gobert might have a shot. I don't know.
You know, if he's bent over on the free throw line, maybe. I mean, but do you expect some chippiness? Some, I'm going to get you back. Although, in a lot of ways, and Mitch Johnson said it, and we criticized him for his choice of words yesterday. You told the world that you're okay with your player taking matters into his own hands.
Yep.
Part of me loves that. Part of me, dude, defend yourself. I've seen some people with some fake T-shirts online, or fake T-shirts, unauthorized, unofficial T-shirts about you can't bully me with Wemby's picture on it and things like that. To a degree, as a Spur fan, as a fan of Wemby, I'm glad he did it. But as the coach, you can't say that.
But he did, though.
And he was very careful. Not that, I'm glad Naz Reid's all right,
sure.
But I'm glad I kicked his ass, right? I mean, it kind of, like if the refs won't protect you, protect yourself.
By elbowing a dude in the head.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what he said. Look, I don't care what he prefaced it by. I'm glad Naz is okay, but I'm glad he got an elbow to the side of the head.
Somebody's got to knock some sense into it.
I don't expect anything different from the Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't, because I don't think they can win any other way. And I think they know it. They've got to frustrate Wemby. They've got to play physical with Wemby, and I don't think they can play any other way. And so I don't expect anything different from them. If the officials are calling it tighter tonight, then if I'm Minnesota, so be it. We're still going to play physical, and if we got to bring in guys off the bench and beat up the Spurs, then that's what we're going to do. Because again, they're not the better. Spurs are the better team in this series. I don't think there's any question about it. And the Timberwolves know the only way they can win is to somehow frustrate Wemby into doing what he did the other night, try to get him in foul trouble, something to get that young man off the floor.
Minnesota plays a physical brand of basketball. It's not dirty. They do some dirty things, but they're a physical team. You saw that in the last series, in the first round, with what they did with Denver.
Yep.
How many times did they get under the Joker's skin? All right? That's what they do. They're annoying little gnats that are just flying around all the time, right? But it's what they do. And they got under Wemby's skin. He reacted poorly, and it cost the Spurs a win. NBA teams that win Game 5 in a 2-2 series win the series 82% of the time. According to Smilin' Dan, since 1984, when the Spurs win Game 5 of a 2-2 series, they're 10-1. They win 91% of the time.
Well, I think the percentages league-wide are the same thing. I mean, that's why tonight is key. It is absolutely key. And because then it puts all the pressure on Minnesota. They've got to go back home and try and force a Game 7, but which is difficult to do. So, yeah, the winner of tonight's game is going to win the series, and so that's why it is so big. Everybody expecting a pissed-off Victor Wembanyama. I expect a motivated Wemby. I'm not sure he's going to be pissed off. I don't know what he's got to be pissed off about.
Because he got thrown out of the game.
Well, that's his own fault, though. That was his fault.
Can't you be pissed off at yourself?
Well, you can. Yes, I do that. I'm pissed off at me a lot. Yes.
I mean, you get pissed off at everybody.
Well, of course.
I mean, you make these videos on your back porch and you get mad at what's being said. I get it.
How did you know that's my back porch?
I've been to your house.
Wow, okay.
The idea, though, that I do expect a pissed off, grumpy, angry Wemby, and I'm down for that. I'm down for that. I mean, we've got to come up with a poll question at some point. I mean, there's about 18 that we could come up with.
Yeah, there's quite a few different challenges or polls that we could come up with, and we will. I don't know what to expect tonight. I really don't. I obviously the Spurs with the two questionable players, that could be a game changer, certainly. I do expect those guys to play. Wemby's going to be in there. But again, as we go through and you hear some of the comments from some of the old school NBA guys who are not happy about no suspension or no fine for Victor Wembanyama, I have no issue with it. I'm glad he's not suspended. I'm shocked that he didn't get an extra fine. That does surprise me, but it didn't happen. And then that calls into question about why. Is it the NBA saying it's Wemby and everybody wants to see this guy play? This is a primetime game tonight, and everybody wants to see Wemby on the floor. Is that what they're doing? There's been an accusation by one of those old school guys that is definitely the fact of the matter. It's not about the integrity of the game, I think, is a quote, and it's about the name on the back of the jersey.
It's going to be fascinating. We'll talk more about it coming up at 2:35. Our friend Mark Kestisher from ESPN Radio, he will join us here on the Blitz. In the meantime, what do you expect tonight? At Joe Reinagle 210, at Jason Minix on Twitter. If you're watching on YouTube, you can comment there. Get to YouTube through sasportstar.com or search out San Antonio Sports Star on YouTube, or the old-fashioned way. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776.
Before we go to break, have you seen the new thing that's going around? LeBron and Bronny made history?
They did. Historic night in the NBA.
They made history last night.
Bronny has earned it.
First father-son duo to get swept.
Bronny has earned it.
Do you get a jersey patch for that, LeBron?
I think so. Maybe we can hang a banner there in L.A.
Well, you got the jersey patch thing going on for, I don't know. Did you see Luke is available for Game 5?
That was another funny one that came out today. Yeah, it's the internet's undefeated, man. It really is, and it is outstanding. Let's talk Spurs basketball, and we'll play some sound that'll get Spurs fans fired up and ready to go when we continue here on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Really smart. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I took the gas hose out of my car's tank. Ooh, not smart. And I drove off while still attached to pump number 3.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Move over, Chips. There's a new crunchier MVP in the snack aisle. Enter pork rinds. Southern recipe pork rinds are low-carb, gluten-free, and packed with protein to keep you going. And the flavors, big, bold, crunchy. From sweet barbecue to hot honey, every bite brings that flavor-packed crunch you crave. Grab your favorites today at H-E-B or online at porkrinds.com. Southern recipe pork rinds are your snack time, crunch time hero.
All right, our Sports Star crew, listen up. If you want to keep winning in life like our San Antonio Spurs do on the court, head over to Game Day Men's Health. Cibolo Shirts or Alamo Ranch, the roster stacked with all-stars just like our Spurs. Experts trained in hormonal health, erectile dysfunction, weight loss, advanced peptide therapies. Why go to the G League when you can take your talents straight to the top, baby? Whether you're tired all the time, you've got low energy, maybe you've got some weight gain or the brain fog, maybe you need a little help in the bedroom. I'm not here to judge. They've got you covered. Their Hall of Fame team and services like testosterone replacement and peptide therapies will get you back in the game. Located in Alamo Ranch or choose the Cibolo Shirts location on I-35 and 3009 across the highway from H-E-B. Call 830-376-9100 or visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com and book your appointment today. Win back your health, win back your life. It's game day. Let's go. That's 830-376-9100.
Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and respect. A firm backed by a track record of success and commitment to our clients. If you've been injured, trust Thomas J. Henry. San Antonio, Texas.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiked spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text SPARK to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text SPARK to 215-215. That's SPARK to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. Money is on the line. Always say hello with Quo. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Coming up on the Morning Huddle, Game 5 will be in the books. Are the Spurs up in the series or backs against the wall?
Closing playoff games is tough, but we got other stuff to talk about, and maybe some sports too. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, I hate it when that earpiece sometimes just won't go in.
Explain.
Hey, that's what she said, huh?
Got to hit the hole, man.
Yeah, well, sometimes that's a problem. I don't know. Happy you guys are hanging out with us here on a Tuesday. Game day for the San Antonio Spurs. And, boy, I tell you what, we're just trying to figure out what the heck's going to happen tonight because I really I don't have much of a clue. I don't know where the NBA is going to step in. Wemby, is he going to be pissed off and go off? I don't know what's going to happen.
The idea, and we'll have the poll question up pretty quickly here on YouTube, because what do you expect tonight? Free throw fest, refs are going to call everything. Wemby goes for 35+. Minnesota has the goon squad ready. They retaliate. Minnesota steals Game 5. They win. What do you expect tonight? That will be the poll question momentarily. On YouTube, you can get there, sasportstar.com, and click through, or on YouTube, search us out. In the meantime, we'll talk about it with you. What do you guys expect? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 on Twitter, at Joe Reinagle 210. Tweet at me, at JSemenix. It's Spurs all day today, except when it's not here on the Blitz. You get that? Did you get that?
I did. Yes.
Yeah, you gave me that look. Yeah.
Now, we're going to talk a lot of Spurs because, well, I mean, that's what everybody's talking about. I go to the gym this morning, Jason, and there was a debate going on about the elbow. Was it justified? Was it not? I mean, and it was split, I think, amongst everybody. And so that's the topic of conversation here in San Antonio.
It's everywhere. And I have had literally a dozen people, maybe more, text me. I mean, friends of mine that have my phone number. The HEB box of elbows with Wemby's photo on it. Man, I wish this was real. I wish that somebody at HEB would quickly turn around a commercial and get it into tonight's oh, wait, they don't have a local broadcast. But they could get it into a broadcast tonight. If they've got honking horns, they could certainly have elbows. I can't wait to see what the dude from the Jackals does tonight. The elbow pasta. Pledge is trying to look like, what is that picture of? It's elbow pasta. You understand what elbow pasta is. It's like your hamburger helper, but with Wemby elbows.
Ew.
What do you mean, ooh?
I like elbow pasta, but I don't think about Wemby every time I eat it now.
You like toes, too, and if you watch Euphoria, you see Sydney sucking her own toes.
Oh, my gosh, I've got to watch that. Joe's toes. Holy Put them in cow. my mouth.
Sydney's, yes.
Whew.
She's talented.
Dude.
She's talented.
Yeah,
I
yes,
imagine
yes,
nobody
yes.
listening to this show right now will catch up on Euphoria tonight.
No, nobody. Nobody will. Wemby's toes win tonight.
Or his elbows.
Or his elbows,
Go with
whatever
his
the
elbows.
case may be, yes.
I don't want to think about his toes. At that point, it's like spaghetti pasta.
Well, it's going to be interesting. And, of course, the big news, we knew yesterday De'Aaron Fox was questionable, but this morning we find out that Dylan Harper also questionable for tonight's game. Fox was putting up shots at shoot-around this morning, and he looked pretty good. I did not see Dylan Harper. So I don't know if both of those guys will miss tonight, if one of them will miss, or both guys will be in the lineup. I suspect both guys will be available to play.
It's playoff time. Bottom line, we're in May. This for February, January, November? No, it's May.
Yeah.
You go play. The non-suspension. Again, yesterday's show, there were people that were like, he shouldn't even have got kicked out of that game. He should have been. He should have been. The non-suspension, as we talked about a lot yesterday on the Blitz, surprised both Joe and I. And, maybe some of the reasons is because he was suspended early or ejected early in the game, so he'd missed a good portion of the game. But there are a lot of people not happy, including Draymond Green.
The shot of the night was Wemby's elbow shot on Naz Reid's neck. Got a flagrant 2, ejected from the game. We found out this morning Wemby won't be suspended, will not be fined, and that life just goes on. And then I saw Mitch Johnson's press conference. I was like, whoa. He took matters in his own hand, and if the referees ain't going to call it, I'm happy he did. But there's intent, guys. I'm not one to ever want to see guys get suspended because I think that is whack. But Jaden McDaniels and Joker just got fined for much less. I would say to the Minnesota Timberwolves, hey guys, this is fair game. There's no suspension. There's no fines. This is fair game. Coming out there tomorrow night and doing it to Wemby. Who's going to elbow him in the face? That's what I would be saying. You got to get your get back. If nobody's coming back at those guys, going back at Wemby, you lose the war. Because what he just did was set a tone. And you either go full force at it or you get rolled over.
I don't typically agree with Draymond Green, but I think in this case, he might be right. And because, look, if somebody throws an elbow tonight and they get kicked out of the game, how does the NBA suspend them after that?
And Draymond brings up a great point, and we talked about this a lot yesterday. Mitch Johnson probably didn't help out his star player while defending his star player, because Mitch Johnson said that, dude, if they're not going to protect you, go protect yourself. As you just heard Draymond and all of us internet lawyers yesterday trying to determine intent, there's your intent. You got to get your get back. Who on Minnesota is going to do that? And it's not just Draymond Green. And again, current NBA player, what is the conversation like in that locker room, on the bus, on the flight over, when they're hanging out at the hotel? Who's going to be the one to get the get back? Kendrick Perkins said the same thing this morning on Get Up.
It should. It's going to be a level of aggression, right? I mean, I think it's going to be a level of physicality, but I'm 1,000% in with what Draymond said. Victor Wembanyama should have been suspended for tonight's game. Like, real talk. As a guy that led the league in technical fouls, a guy that was suspended, you saw the video that I showed you yesterday on First Take?
Yes.
I got suspended for a slight headbutt. This man looked him in the eyes and lined him up and threw a malicious elbow, a vicious elbow. And you know what it set for the rest of the league? You know what Adam Silver and the NBA said to the rest of the league? We prioritize stardom and views over the health of our players. Because Draymond is right. If that was the other way around and Naz Reid would have took out Wemby, he would have been suspended for the day. You cannot do that. It's about protecting the brand, not the names on the back of the jersey. And that's what that call was about when it came down to Wemby not being suspended.
And again, Kendrick Perkins is not exactly a guy I agree with all the time either, but they're old school guys. And I've seen videos all over the place of old school basketball where that kind of stuff happened all the time, and you just played on. So, I don't know, but I have to agree with the fact that, look, the NBA opened up the door. And I think if that's anybody, if it was Naz Reid elbowing Wemby, he's probably not playing tonight. If it was Steph Castle elbowing Naz Reid, he's probably not playing tonight. The fact that it's Victor Wembanyama, I think, is the reason he's playing tonight. Because look, if you're the NBA, you got to think about business. This is the only basketball game on tonight, and if Victor Wembanyama's not playing, well, there might be some of those fringe fans that just might not watch.
The idea. In the way Perk said it, how would we in San Antonio have reacted had Naz Reid taken that elbow to Wemby and knocked him out? And that way. And I know because I'm seeing some of the comments on YouTube. Wemby has just been flat abused in this series. I'm watching it too. We're all watching the same games. I'm seeing it. That's also playoff basketball. Nothing that has happened to Wemby has... I mean, there's been some, like, where he's getting pushed from down and, you're getting hit in the family jewels, all of that stuff, right? I see all that. I know. But when you take an elbow the way Wemby took that elbow to Naz Reid, if that would have happened to Wemby, we would all lose our freaking minds.
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
And if there was no suspension, we would doubly lose our minds. And so I can understand where some of these guys that have no dog in the fight, we're biased, would be like, hey, man, Draymond Green, guy that's known for his suspensions and his antics. Kendrick Perkins was the same way. When they're all surprised that no suspension and no foul, or no fine, no additional fine other than what automatically comes with the ejection. That's one way to look at it. I mean, Spurs are fortunate that they have Vic available tonight. Very fortunate.
Extremely fortunate. I wasn't expecting a suspension for tonight, but I was expecting a fine of some sort.
Well, and you and I debated that some yesterday at lunch before the official word came down.
So again, I'm happy he's not suspended. I want to see him there, and I think when push comes to shove, if you ask the Minnesota Timberwolves, they're happy he's playing tonight, and I say that in all sincerity because look, you don't want to have an asterisk by anything if they should happen to go on and win this series. So I think if you ask them, it would be the same. However, what I do think the NBA did, again, is open up the door. If something happens again like that, how do you suspend anybody now in this series?
I mean, every game is a life of its own. Just like Mike Conley said, you don't know how this game is going to be called because, every crew is different, which is a problem. If I imagine there's closer eyes on it in that regard, and if it looks a little bit more intentional, you get your goon squad guy coming in.
How could it look more intentional than it was in Game 4? It does not get to look any more intentional than it was in Game 4. I mean, come on. Let's be honest here. And I've had a lot of people
because we're talking about it ahead of time as opposed to we weren't talking about it ahead of Game 4.
Well, I'm just saying. That was intentional.
But he eyed him up and – I mean, you ever gone hunting? You're sitting there, you sight, you watch, and you pull the trigger. That's exactly what Wemby did.
Look, the officiating crew doesn't make a difference. It's the NBA that matters.
Yeah.
If somebody elbows somebody tonight, is what I'm saying, and they get tossed out of the game. Say this happens in the second quarter, it's Naz Reid. How do you suspend him for the Game 6?
He's not Wemby.
Well, I'm just saying, but how do you do that?
Yeah, it's easy. He's not Wemby.
Well, there's no way you can do that and justify it.
Well,
I guess they could.
I mean, they can.
I guess they can.
I don't know. Our poll question on our YouTube page. What do you expect tonight? Minnesota retaliation? A free throw fest where the refs are calling everything? Wemby goes for 35+. Minnesota wins. 61% of you think Wemby's going off tonight. 30% think the free throw fest is coming. 8% expect retaliation. And somehow 4% of you think Minnesota wins tonight. I thought we'd get a 0
Wow,
there.
I thought we'd have a 0 there, too.
I know it.
I absolutely did. I voted for the free throw fest. I could see that happening where everything is going to be called. And pack a lunch because this is going to be a 4-hour game. That's kind of the way I look at it. There's going to be free throws and free throws and free throws and free throws. So we'll see. I hope I'm wrong about that. I really do. The 60% Wemby goes for 35+. That would be a nice outcome. So we'll see what happens tonight. I just think it's going to be called really tight. I really do. Well, the guy that's going to be calling the game tonight is Mark Kestisher, and he's going to join us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you need your logo on any kind of gear, you need any kind of promotional items, you need to go see Sam over at Sammy's Embroidery and Printing on San Pedro. If you need T-shirts screen printed, go see Sam. You need something with Wemby and not getting bullied anymore, you want to make your own T-shirt, Sam will get that done for you. That's what he does. You need your business logo, your group logo on a nice golf shirt, a fishing shirt, a dress shirt, go see Sam. He's got all the big-name brands from Adidas, North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few, Under Armour. He even now carries a full line of Tommy Bahama. If you need caps done, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom. And he's got all the popular cap brands like the Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Katie Caps, Nike Cap America, to name a few. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from, all kinds of industries. And if you do run a business, Sam does so much more than just uniforms. His new sign shop can do your signs, your banners, flags, card magnets, vehicle wraps, window decals, and so much more. Nobody has better prices, and Sam is the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. Call 210-824-3900 or go into that massive showroom down on San Pedro. It's about a mile inside Loop 410 right there across from the McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/groundadvantage to learn more.
Kohl's has styles that make summer feel easy, even when faced with hard decisions like lounging at the pool or on the patio, grilling up a hamburger or hot dog, rolling down the windows or turning up the AC. Yeah, summer is full of tough choices. With 15% off outfits your family will love, getting dressed isn't one of them. Shop effortless looks at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles. Offer ends May 17th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Lunch was great, but this traffic is awful.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Missions fans, get ready for AARP $2 Tuesdays at Wolf Stadium, presented by San Antonio Sports Star. Enjoy $2 tickets, beer, hot dogs, and more at every Tuesday home game. First pitch at 7:05. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at samissions.com.
Healthy vision is about more than seeing clearly. It's about going beyond. From comprehensive eye care with the latest technology to advanced vision solutions that provide deep insights into your overall health. And with doctors who build lasting relationships founded on trust, ensuring that every detail is taken care of. I choose Vision Source to never miss out on life's precious moments. Vision Source, beyond your eyes.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a hospitality manager at a 5-star hotel.
So I just checked into room 318, but someone was in there.
Room 318. Oh, you were supposed to be booked in 813, which is now booked.
So what do we do?
How about rock, paper, scissors for who gets the bed?
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
All right, step up if you really know the Rangers. This is your game on Rangers Game Day. Make your call in the morning huddles, Ranger Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger who takes one deep. He hits one, you're in. Ranger tickets. He hits two, and then we're talking tickets and a hotel stay. Big swings, big rewards. Wake up with the morning huddle and cash in with the morning huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, fired up for tonight's Game 5 between the Spurs and the Minnesota Timberwolves. A big game with the series tied up at 2-2. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix.
And trying to figure out how this game is going to go tonight, we're biased, so let's find somebody who's not. Our good friend Mark Kestisher, who will be calling the game tonight on ESPN at Radio, joins us now in the Buyers Barricades guest line. Kesty, man, welcome back to San Antonio. It's been a while.
Jason, I appreciate that. Joe, good to hear your voice. And I feel like every game I've done this postseason, I don't think it's all been in the North, but I appreciate the mid-80s because I feel like I've been in 50s and 60s. Since the end of the winter. So thank you, San Antonio. I appreciate that.
Well, and I remember back in the day when, you could have had an apartment downtown for the, April, May, June months, and it's been a while, but it tells you the Spurs are back in the mix, and hopefully during the Western Conference Finals and then the NBA Finals, because you'll have all those games as well, you get very familiar with some of the restaurants here in town. But in the meantime, for tonight's Game 5, trying to figure out how this game is going to go. All the talk, whether it's from Draymond Green or a Kendrick Perkins talking about Minnesota has to get their get back from the elbow. What are you expecting tonight?
Yeah, I think first of all, I want to see Victor Wembanyama, his response tonight. I don't think it'll be anything less than we anticipate. In fact, from everyone I talked to, they said when he has an edge, that's usually a really good thing. I mean, he's great even without an edge, but it's, how far up to the line can he get? He's a very cerebral player. That's why the elbow was so kind of out of character, if you will, and maybe one of the reasons there was no additional punishment to go with missing 3/4 of a game that the Spurs lost anyway in game number 4. So I think it starts there because Minnesota is a physical team. We've seen it all across the NBA playoffs. I just did the last 2 games of the Knicks 76ers series, and sometimes I was wondering if the officials' whistles were still working because it was a very physical game, and I would anticipate Minnesota pushing that envelope as well to see if they can trigger the big man again. But I think that's where it starts is, how physical the officials will let the game be called and how Victor and San Antonio respond to the physicality of the game.
Mark, you've called a lot of games after something like this has happened before. In your experience, the officials, do you think they'll be a little tighter tonight on the calls, or will they let them play?
I think I always expect it to be tighter, and I'd have to really think long and hard how it has worked out over the years. But it always feels like it's never as physical or dramatic as you think it's going to be. We are all as broadcasters, media, fans, like we swing from one direction to the other so quickly that you kind of have these preconceived notions going into the games. And then you realize, it's played by humans in a 2-2 game with so much on the line, headed to Minneapolis. One team's going to be a win away from the conference finals. Sometimes it just gets back to business as usual, and that's your game plans, your scouts, your adjustments, and just getting to the game.
Mark Kestisher joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He and PJ Carlissimo on the call tonight for Game 5. You guys aren't going like extra deep in the notes for expecting a foul fest and having to fill a whole lot of time while guys are taking free throws?
Well, I do know this. We just did a talk show in the second half in Philadelphia Sunday when the Knicks hit like 11 of 12 threes. And we're like, all right, so what are we going to talk about for the next hour or so? But it's amazing. Between the two of us, we come with way too much material for a broadcast and way too much material for a radio broadcast at that with so much to call. So it's always interesting if you do, get deep into the weeds, especially with a lot of free throws and et cetera, or if one team has a big lead over the other. It's always like, where do you want to go first? So, yes, we do have way too much. Hopefully we won't have to get to it.
Well, I tell you, Mark, we know PJ Carlesimo pretty well, and he can fill about a 4-hour show by himself, I think. The guy, he can talk, and we love him here in San Antonio, obviously. Just over your time in the NBA and covering the game this year and even last, what is the thought process, if you will, about Victor Wembanyama? What are people around the league saying about this young man?
Well, we could talk like in the league, and we could talk fans, serious fans. We could talk casual fans. To me, and I don't know anything about Q rating, but it's just the first thought that came to mind. People that I know in the Northeast, I live in Connecticut, and, when they hear about Victor Wembanyama, and this year really got a chance to watch him as the team, was rolling up 62 wins, and now to watch him in the playoffs, like there's an excitement. They want to see this guy who's 7'4", 7'5", 7'6", whatever he is, skilled to the hilt, and, where you see players kind of veer off away from the basket when they try to attack and they see Victor in there. And I think from, an NBA standpoint, it just kind of has verified with what a lot of people said when they went over to France to check him out before he got drafted. Jason, if I'm not mistaken, I think I had you on the draft show, an hour before San Antonio had that first pick, and there was so much excitement. I was at Summer League, 2 weeks after that, and I wouldn't say he didn't live up to the hype, but it was like, the very first game, and it's like, what is this guy going to become? And then in front of our very eyes in the first year and the second little health scare after the second year, and now this year in year number 3, I think it's all unanimous from within the league to fans, to even just fans on the edges who are interested in watching basketball, that, he's someone they want to see. And, this year has delivered beyond. And so in this first postseason, I think there's a lot of interest. And to think of, Oklahoma City and San Antonio, you talked about all the times I used to come here a decade ago, and the same for Oklahoma City. Those were two locales I wasn't sure when I was getting back, after 2020. And then here we are, perhaps on the verge of a conference finals between those two markets, those two teams who have drafted well and have two incredibly young teams. And I think there's some excitement, not to count out Minnesota, because we're in a 2-2, of what could be if it ends up being the Spurs and the Thunder.
Exactly, and I think ultimately we get there. Before the series started, both Joe and I had the Spurs winning this in 6, so that is still on track. But Mark, when you've gotten to spend some time with the Minnesota coaching staff, their players, some of their media, what is their mood? This is a team that's been in the Western Conference Finals the last 2 years. They expect to get there and then take that next step, and now San Antonio may be ahead of schedule, certainly in the way. What is the talk around for the Timberwolves types about how they are going to advance?
Yeah, I think it's all changed because of injury. Like, I think the first thing you think about was Minnesota kind of underachieved during the regular year. I knew they almost won 50 games, but it was not what you expected. Like, you're thinking, all right, let's see if they take that next step. And then DiVincenzo goes down. And then for a time, Ant Edwards goes down. And the grit that they have shown has kind of rebirthed a new narrative in Minnesota. This is a really tough, scrappy team. Julius Randle hasn't even played great yet in this series. And they made some shrewd moves at the deadline, getting Ayo Dosunmu in here to really help take some pressure off at the point guard spot. And Jaden McDaniels, we know, is always a really good defender, but now, in the brightest spotlight, gets to kind of back up his words against Denver and, help them get out of round 1. So it's kind of been a roller coaster ride for them. It feels like, they did make 2 conference finals. They didn't really show very well in those 2 conference finals, and they had a season that was kind of lackluster, but yet now you look at them in a different light, with everyone expecting San Antonio to take that next step, despite being a year early, that even without some of their key players and with Ant Edwards playing through injury, just remarkable that he came back from that hyperextended knee, that, this is a really good team, and this has turned into a really good series.
You know, it really has, Mark. And I tell you what, Anthony Edwards in Game 4, I mean, he put the Timberwolves on his back in the fourth quarter and willed them to win, even after Wembanyama went out of that thing. What's interesting about Minnesota, Mark, and I'd be curious your thoughts, they just seem to try and ugly up the game and just make it that physical type of game and just make you make mistakes. And it just seems like that's what they thrive on, and they're good at it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And they have, one of the outstanding young players in Anthony Edwards that can, throw a little pretty shine on it through all of that, ugliness of the game. And they've got a center in Rudy Gobert who I don't know if he's really been appreciated for as good as he is as a defensive player and, how smart he's become as a veteran defensive player. And he's been really on top of his game, through the Denver series and now into this series, and certainly taking advantage, as all of the Timberwolves did when Victor was off the floor for so many minutes in game number 4. But, that's been their style. They missed even DiVincenzo. I know it's a guy that people don't really talk about, but, when you try to look at the pretty spots of their game, just opening up the floor and, his three-point shooting, they really miss that. So it even looks like an even uglier brand of basketball, just to use a term, than it has been since he went down. But Edwards is a game changer, and we saw that in Game 4. I heard it in Game 4. I was having some flight issues and had a 4-hour drive in a rental car to get back home late Sunday as I'm listening to the Timberwolves and the Spurs. But it was fun. It was old school, especially, guys like us who are radio guys. I mean, I'm like, all right, theater of the mind. Who's going to lead Minnesota back if they're going to win this game? And I could just kind of hear through the radio that, it was the old Ant Edwards, where if you need him and you need a guy to throw a cape on, he's the one, and he got it done.
And Mark, as you describe all that and with some of their injuries and the way Minnesota is ugly things up, I mean, while this series is tied 2-2, I know I'm biased, but San Antonio is the better team. They were awful in Game 1, especially Fox and Wemby, combined with their 0 for 12 three-point shooting and 21 total points. Yet San Antonio took the last shot of that game with a chance to win it. No Wemby for all the game or most of Game 4, and the Spurs had an 8-point lead in the fourth quarter and couldn't get it done. How does Minnesota beat San Antonio?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. First of all, the Spurs, throughout 82 games was second best in the NBA, and the team that was first best lost 4 out of 5 to the Spurs. So you could make your arguments as to who, the best team in the NBA is. They're going to have to get sharper play from Fox. I know he's been on the injured list. From what I heard at shoot-around, it sounds like he's a go, but we'll see. And then, also, some concern with Dylan Harper popping up on the injury list in the last couple of hours. But hopefully he can go as well because he's been so huge off the bench. It's fascinating to me, and literally just read this before the phone rang to do this interview, and you probably know all this, that the Spurs have led in all 7 games against Minnesota this year headed to the fourth quarter. All 7. Mm-hmm. And they lost 4 of them. And so to me, if I'm coming up with how's this Game 5 going to go, it's going to come down to fourth quarter execution. And that seems to be the deal in this series. When the Spurs are playing at their best, I don't think Minnesota can keep up. And so if, and not everybody can play at their best in every single game. So yes, Minnesota was able to get out of here with that Game 1 win. They were able to take advantage of the lack of rim presence without Wemby and really attack the basket. I think it was 35 or 36 times Minnesota had shots within 3 feet after Victor went down. So Wemby changes the whole geometry of the game. And if it is a close game, obviously fourth quarter execution, but especially considering how the first 7 games have gone regular and postseason between these two teams.
No doubt about it. And Mark, I'm curious, when you and PJ go into a game, do you have a preconceived notion that you're thinking about that this might be how the game is going to go, or do you guys just let it play out and have fun with it?
It's funny because I probably tend to come with some preconceived notion, but being around PJ for the last 10, 15 years, I've asked him like all the obvious questions we all ask each other. You know what his response is every time? No idea. I'm like, who's going to win tonight? Who do you think? And that's his way of telling me, don't ask me that kind of question. So he has kind of drawn out of me, like, we know everything we need to know. We have every statistical anomaly that we need to say. but let's just see it all play out and react off it. And so I thank him for that, because it does make it a lot easier to just set the table and then try to describe as best we can to the listening audience what's going on and forecast, as only PJ can do, what may happen.
Yeah, PJ's not worried about that's what the game is for. He's figuring out where the next meal is, and I'm sure he's having a great lunch today, probably with Pop, and figure out dinner after. I'm not sure what the flight schedule is like for you guys right now. I know it's crazy. Mark, appreciate you jumping on and taking some time on a game day. Before we let you go, a couple of listeners on our YouTube have some thoughts for you. One, can you work Elbow Yama into the broadcast tonight?
Elbow Yama. I hadn't thought of that one. You know what? I do have a friend who I went to college with who occasionally will text me and say, see if you can get this word in. All right, so Elbow Yama. Challenge accepted. We got another one?
All right, well, will PJ do the pregame interview with Mitch, and then everybody has to guess who's talking? Is it PJ or is it Mitch Johnson?
Oh, that's a great one. They have two of the graveliest voices that you could have, and I hadn't considered that. I just want them. I don't want to be a part of it. I'm on just the two of them, and then we'll play that game. Who's asking the questions? Who's answering the questions? I do like that one.
That'll be fun.
That's awesome.
Mark, enjoy your time in San Antonio. Hope you got a lot of time in our great city over the next several weeks.
I hope so, too. Great walking city, and it's a perfect time of year. As long as you got a little shade, I'm good with that. Would love to spend more time here, guys.
Appreciate it. Mark Kestisher here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com.
Outstanding. It's going to be a lot of fun. And dude, PJ is one of my favorite people in the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
That guy is just he's awesome. I used to love him on TV because, if you had 3 minutes, you ask him one question, you were done.
You didn't even get the question in.
He was great.
Uh-huh.
He can ramble on, that's for sure. But he's so intelligent about the game that he adds a lot of insight when you're talking to him. So love the guy, and well, it's going to be a fun game tonight, and those guys make it fun too.
Yeah, they do such a fantastic job, and Kesty is just such a good guy, and I'm glad that he's back in San Antonio. There's random texts that we'll have, and like, man, dude, we suck. We know you're not coming here for a while, but he's glad to be back. He enjoys coming to San Antonio.
Well, who doesn't enjoy coming to San Antonio?
Charles Barkley.
He likes coming to San Antonio. Are you kidding me?
That's true.
He likes
Elbow
it.
Yama. I like that.
Well, we got to make sure he says that, and I think he will.
He will. He said challenge accepted.
He'll say it.
Yeah.
He'll say it. That's going to be fun, dude. I'm telling you. This playoff series, and I know, we're back and forth with the drama, the stuff that has happened and all of that, but through 4 games, I mean, this has been a great series. It's been a great soap opera. I mean, it really has, with the game 1 and the way the Spurs lost that game. Then they blow them out in game 2. Game 3 was a huge game for Victor. And then with the ejection in game 4, I mean, it's just been a soap opera.
Well, it has been. And, in talking with Kesty, and I know we all have heard this stat, Spurs have led Minnesota in the fourth quarter of every one of their meetings this year, but they haven't been able to close the door. And look, the regular season is what it is. The other night, no Wemby. That shouldn't be an excuse when you have an 8-point lead late. Game 1, again, Game 1, Wemby and Fox were both awful offensively, but they still had a chance to win that game, yet it's 2-2. And while I feel like the Spurs have shown to be the better team and could have swept this team, the reality is this feels like what Minnesota tends to do.
Absolutely.
And, we thought, man, as soon as Ant got hurt in Denver, there's no way they're going to beat the Nuggets. And they're scrappy. And I know I use that term a lot with Portland. I don't know what the next level of scrappy is, but that's the way they played. But listening to Mark, who's had his meetings already with both teams, I do think we get a pissed off Vic tonight. And when we've seen Victor pissed off, it's a whole different guy. And even Devin Vassell was talking earlier today. Upset Vic is going to be fun tonight at the Frost Bank Center.
He's ready to go. I'm going to tell you that. I know he was upset not being able to play that game, so I know he's going to be ready to go. And that's what we need. We need an upset Vic who's ready to go and attack the game for sure.
You know, that an upset Vic. And I'm wondering, because I'm looking at video on Twitter from our friends at Ken's 5, and they've got a shot, and they're the only ones that have this. It's the only ones I've seen anyway, of Greg Popovich meeting the team at the airport yesterday and having a one-on-one conversation with Wemby. And I can only imagine what that conversation had to do, obviously the elbow and how maybe he should respond to it, and Pop just giving a little fatherly and coaching advice to the young player.
I thought he was going to spank him. I mean, when I saw that video, and I believe that was Jason Eggleston probably that shot that for Ken's 5.
According to Vinny, it was a news crew that they sent out there, so I'm not sure who it was exactly.
But imagine, the plane lands and Pop is waiting for you at the airport.
Yeah.
You remember when you came home after curfew and your dad was waiting for you in his recliner, like you're trying to sneak in quietly, and oh crap, you're in trouble.
What I love though is Victor's just standing there, just listening. And Pop, it appears, is doing most of the talking in this video that I can see. It's a short clip, so it's not a lot. But and I appreciate that Wemby's got the respect of one of the greatest coaches of all time, and he's just sitting there listening to what he has to say. And I have to imagine it was all about how to respond from what happened in Game 4.
I think I have the audio.
That's not who we are.
I think he probably said he wants some nasty. That was good. We need some nasty.
I'm not.
That's what you hear outside the locker room, and then inside the locker room, it's the I want some nasty.
Pop is obviously an old school guy, and he kind of coached in a very physical NBA when he coached there, especially during the Spurs dynasty. I would have loved to have been a fly on the hood of that car.
Again, the fact that Pop met them at the plane, didn't wait for them to get back to the facility.
Well,
wasn't waiting at the house.
You know what? I think that tells you everything you need to know about it. He felt like he needed to talk to Wemby immediately when they arrived back in town, and so there you go. He did that, and I think it was outstanding. Man, oh man. Hey, we're going to talk a lot of Spurs today. Obviously, a huge game. Game 5s are so important when the series is tied at 2-2. So obviously, a lot more Spurs. But when we come back. We got some wild stories in the headline blitz. Let me just say that. And don't go to Japan and open your mouth about the ends of movies, because if you do, you're going to go to jail. That's all I've got to say, and we'll tell you why when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Injuries happen. When they do, skip the ER and go to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. They're conveniently located over in the Corey area. They do have extended hours Monday through Saturday, on-site x-ray casting and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you hurt yourself, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
You're listening to The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
When snack time calls, Pork Rinds answers. Be your own crunch time hero with Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Skip the chip and go straight for the ultimate crunch that's low carb, high protein, and loaded with bold flavor. We're talking sweet barbecue or hot honey. Yeah, it's that good. Snack smarter, crunch harder. Stock up on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at H-E-B or head to porkrinds.com. Make Southern Recipe your crunch time hero.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Ownwell. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ownwell.com/terms. Individual results may vary.
Right now, I have 24 different units. I think that's 15 separate properties. I trust Ownwell with all my properties. I trust them to fight for me with the appraisal district as best they can. And they've done a very good job. Ownwell is making my life more efficient, making me a better landlord. Using Ownwell, I've saved on average about $10,000 a year. That's a lot of money.
Your property taxes aren't set in stone. They can be reduced. Ownwell combines savvy technology and deep local expertise to save real estate owners real money. Want to see how much Ownwell can save you on your property taxes? Just enter an address and see your tax savings estimate. See how much you can save with Ownwell right now. But hurry, deadlines to file end this week. Text SAVE to 64,000. Text SAVE to 64,000. That's SAVE to 64,000.
Kohl's has styles that make summer feel easy, even when faced with hard decisions like lounging at the pool or on the patio, grilling up a hamburger or hot dog, rolling down the windows or turning up the AC. Yeah, summer is full of tough choices. With 15% off outfits your family will love, getting dressed isn't one of them. Shop effortless looks at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles. Offer ends May 17th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Victor Wembanyama, no suspension. He will be in uniform and on the floor for tonight's pivotal Game 5 against the Minnesota Timberwolves. De'Aaron Fox, however, officially listed as questionable for tonight's game with ankle soreness. Dylan Harper added to the injury list as well. He is questionable with left knee soreness. NFL schedule releases Thursday, but leagues have already started. Cowboys open up the season on the road. Sunday Night Football, September 13th against the Giants.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a huge game day Tuesday, big Game 5 tonight inside the Frostbank Center. Spurs, Timberwolves. That series all knotted up at 2 games apiece. Big game tonight. Whoever wins this has the odds on to win this series. So that's how big this game is tonight. And, well, that's why we're talking about it all day long here on The Blitz. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix.
We're talking about it all day except when we're not. I mean, we got a headline Blitz coming.
Well, 90% of the time, for sure.
Yeah, sure.
Dude, I'm telling you, this city's crazy. And everywhere I go, there's nothing else. How do you think the Spurs are going to do tonight? What are the Spurs going to do? What are the Spurs going to do?
Spurs all the time. And what's going to happen tonight? And, man, I tell you, I mean, and it's funny, and I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. But, like, I'm getting text messages from people that I haven't talked to in a long time.
Yeah.
What's going to happen tonight?
Yep.
All this stuff, Wemby should have been suspended. Should he have been? I mean, it's sort of like, dude, man, good to hear from you. I haven't heard from you, you know.
My family's fine. I'm doing okay,
too. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what happens, you know. It's cool, though, because that's what everybody is talking about everywhere you go. And I'm seeing more and more car flags. I'm seeing more and more banners on buildings. Tonight, they're going towels instead of T-shirts. The Jackals are ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm curious what the Jackals are going to do with elbows.
They'll do something. That dude's pretty talented and pretty creative. What do you have, the tooth the one time? And
I saw this yesterday, although I never brought it up during the show because Justin had written it late in the YouTube chat. But that dude from the Jackals, his name is Alex. Nice guy. We met him at the golf tournament.
Yep.
Outside of that, I don't know. Met him one time, but really nice when we met him at the golf tournament. But he was the guy with the tooth. And according to his friend Justin, who brought him, he was playing in Justin's foursome at our golf tournament over at Golf Club of Texas, he said that after he did the thing with the tooth, he fell and he chipped a tooth. and then he did the thing with the raid, and he was doing something in his yard and fell into an ant pile. So karma's getting this son of a... So I don't know what he does with his elbow.
Wow, maybe nothing.
Do whatever, man. That's what our friends at TSAOG are for, man. You got to man up, jackal up, whatever your term is.
Jackal up.
Well, he's a jackal.
Yeah.
If it costs you an elbow and the Spurs get a win, Alex, we will sacrifice your elbow.
Well, of course, we will sacrifice your elbow.
That's what I said.
Exactly.
Yes.
So what do you expect tonight? We've got a poll up on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. 4 different choices for you. Minnesota, will they retaliate? That's got 9% of the vote right now. Free throw fest tonight. Refs calling everything. 27% there. Wemby goes off for 35 plus. 53% of you say that's going to happen. Minnesota wins. This one surprises me more than anything. 11% of you say the Timberwolves are going to win this big Game 5.
Yeah, but I think people like Chris Bell on our YouTube that are anti-Spur
gotcha.
Voting for Minnesota because he wants us to talk MMA.
Okay, all right.
Which never happens.
No. No.
Never. Let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Brought to you by Novo Brazil Brewery in North Star Mall. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
You know, I was telling Joe earlier about Euphoria.
Oh, my.
Because he keeps asking questions, but he hasn't started it yet. And and if you haven't, dude,
I think I'm afraid to start it.
She showed some talents last night that I'm just saying. It's certainly worth the watch. But me giving Joe a little bit about Euphoria could have gotten me arrested if we were in Japan.
Well,
bizarre story.
Extremely bizarre. Now, look, Japan, and just obviously Godzilla is pretty big in Japan. I'm assuming most of those movies are made there. Some dude was arrested and sentenced to 18 months in prison.
What?
For publishing spoilers to the newest Godzilla movie, which is scheduled to be released in November. 18 months in prison.
And a fine.
For publishing spoilers about what's going to happen.
I mean, look, we understand in Japan they could be extremely hard on crime. The crazy part is this guy didn't even write the articles. He's just the publisher. And he got that kind of sentence.
Wow.
He's 39 years old. I'm not even going to try to say the name.
No.
But he did earn money from the site's ad sales. Apparently 38 million yen, which is $239,254. 1 year, 6 months in prison in order to pay a $1 million yen fine, which is, or 1 million yen, $6,296.
18 months. So do they get off for good release or good behavior there, I hope? That's unbelievable.
No, they don't. So what I was telling you that Sydney was doing with her toes and her boobs, just don't even think about that.
Well, I mean, that's different because
I'm not going to jail for that.
You can't describe that as well as the real thing. So
all I got to do is throw that up there, and your imagination describes it perfectly.
Well, and again,
she sucks her own toes.
Oh my gosh. I'm afraid to start watching that show. I'll be honest with you. I'm afraid to start watching that thing.
Tennis elbow? How's your tennis elbow?
Dude, it's good, I guess.
Oh, don't mess it up.
Wow. Okay. She's talented. Is that what you're saying?
Spicy and naked.
There's people that represent themselves in court. And most of the time, people that do this that aren't lawyers end up, I don't know, screwing themselves in a variety of ways. But remember that bizarre story from several months ago with a guy that went into the Tiffany & Company and claimed that he was the personal assistant for a dude that plays in the NBA, and they let him go. He said he was the personal assistant of a Orlando Magic player. And he goes into the Tiffany at the mall in Orlando. And so they take him into the private rooms that we didn't know existed. And they lay out all these diamonds. $770,000 worth of earrings, and he swallowed them.
Yeah, they've got an X-ray of this dude, and you can see the jewelry from the X-ray. But his plan was obviously to poop it out.
He did,
and so
took 2 weeks to get through his system.
I bet you that didn't feel good coming out either.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. Then I'd hate to be the person that had to clean that.
Well,
do you just throw that in a thing of alcohol or?
Jewelry cleaner. Did they sell them like new?
I mean, that's one of those things you got to get rubber gloves and a mask and
how else do you think?
A hazmat suit and the whole thing.
I'm just surprised it took 2 weeks to work through his system.
Dude, I'd have given that dude Pepto-Bismol or something. I mean,
but again, this guy's going to represent himself. He's got a court-appointed lawyer that will be there to advise and assist, but apparently he's got to explain to the jury how these diamonds came out of his bottom, and he's representing himself.
Well,
that can't be good.
I would imagine he's going to be found guilty. There's evidence all over the place. Now, maybe you can't clean it until, after the trial.
I mean, look.
Say, here, jury, smell this.
No. Come on. Dude. Come on.
Oh, you're a dumb butt.
Come on.
I'm just saying, there it is. Yeah, it smells like him.
Well, how would you know it smells like him? How would you know? Did you say poo?
I'd make the guy poo in a glass, and then you got the jewelry next. Smell the poo, and then smell the jewelry. If it's,
I think you watched Euphoria last night because there was this whole scene about farting in a jar, and she didn't want to do it. But for $700, why not?
Thank God we're not in Japan.
She told her friend, "Oh well, you do it. It's not like he's gonna know." Stop. Smells.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Not every movement smells the same.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't take time to smell my own poo.
That's not true. You're in there for hours.
No, I use that potpourri stuff, that poopery stuff.
You're still smelling your stuff before you squirt that bottle.
No, you squirt it before you go.
Oh.
It takes away everything.
Yeah, and you sit in there that long with that smell? That smells worse than crap.
I got a lot of reels to get through.
And tell the story about you potty training the grandkid.
Oh my gosh, I wasn't doing that.
Oh, you gave him your phone.
Well, yeah,
it was a terrifying 10 minutes for you.
He's got a little one of those little potties, right?
Yeah.
It actually flushes. It doesn't flush, but it makes a noise like it flushes.
Yeah.
So he sat down on that thing, and I handed him my phone. Here, kid, you get used to this. It's what we do.
When your legs are numb, time to go.
That's exactly right. Just make sure you can stand up.
Mm-hmm. Did you see Bernie is going to be the setting for a new reality show on Bravo called Secrets, Lies, Texas Wives.
In Bernie.
The housewife-style show will follow a tight-knit circle of glamorous women as they navigate the social scene in the Hill Country, according to Bravo. And, dude, I saw this last night getting shared all over on Facebook in the comments from some of those Bernie housewives. Boy, they're catty. They are catty.
They don't want this to happen in Bernie.
No, they don't want, don't Bernie up, don't Austin up my Bernie, and will it lower property taxes, and, will this person be on it or that person?
Property tax?
What? The people in Bernie aren't thrilled that their town's going to be on this.
Well, there's 6 or 7 housewives that are ecstatic about it.
Well, and, they might expose some things on this show that, them Bernie types apparently don't want people to know about.
Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah.
Some of these catty women are saying, hey, well, I had a conversation with Doris over there, and she might be spilling the beans.
Yeah. The country club is going to be, I don't know. I'm probably not going to watch.
No, I'm not.
And they're probably not even from there.
I don't watch those.
Get your little ranchette.
I don't watch those at all. Ranchette.
Well, you don't have a ranch, you have a ranchette. Right?
What the hell's a ranchette?
I don't know. It's some of the comments I was reading last night. The comment section on that Bernie Facebook page were hilarious.
I don't know what a ranchette is.
It's a mini ranch. It's not a full-size ranch. It's a mini ranch.
What makes it a ranchette?
I don't know. You're the real estate guy.
Well, I'm just saying, if you got a 10-acre ranch, if it's half an acre, that's a ranchette.
I don't know.
Most people that live in houses have.
Google it.
I
don't know.
I don't care about that.
Maybe you got, on whatever acreage you have, you've got a barn and 3 cows instead of 50. I don't know. But ranchette was a term I learned last night.
Ranchette.
I asked the same thing.
Maybe that's the beans they don't want spilled.
Maybe a ranchette.
Uh-huh.
What happens at the ranchette stays at the ranchette.
Well, side action,
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
Taking old Barbara over to the ranchette. Go put some liquor down her gut and then take her to the ranchette.
Oh, you gotta give him that hot.
I have my way with her.
On that thing. You get me?
How do you have 5 kids?
I took her to the ranchette.
Let's talk Spurs.
Every time it works. Every time.
Uh-huh.
Yes, Spurs, big game tonight, game 5. Oh, my goodness. Minnesota Timberwolves, what are you expecting? We got a poll up on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Simple question, what do you expect tonight? Minnesota retaliation for the elbow Yama. How about a free throw fest, refs calling everything? That's an option for you. Wemby goes off for 35+, or Minnesota wins this big game 5. We're talking about all of it. We continue here on the Blitz, a 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let's be honest. Watching the Rangers is better when you got something on the line. On Rangers game days, call your shot with the morning huddles. Rangers double dinger payday. Play ball! Pick the Ranger you think will send one into the seats. He hits 1, you're going to a Rangers game. He hits 2. Now you've just been upgraded. Tickets and a hotel stay. That's what we call getting paid. Wake up with the Morning Huddle. Make your pick and win with the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers.
The Headline Blitz is brought to you by Novo Brewery, San Antonio's newest sports watching destination with over 80 feet of video walls, 60 craft beers, and hard kombucha on tap. A full bar and delicious menu. Novo Brewery is attached to North Star Mall and open late hours. San Antonio's playoff headquarters has arrived. Novo Brewery features 80 feet of video walls, craft beers, hard kombucha on tap, and the food menu that means business. Thick-cut ribeye, picanha prime sirloin, Brazilian empanadas, stacked burgers, carne asada fries, and more. And with its own private entrance separate from North Star Mall, no hassle, just you, your crew, and the biggest screens in the city at Novo Brewery. Open late. Visit NovoBrew.com. Novo Brewery. Come hungry. Stay for the game.
Missions fans, celebrate Tuesdays for the Cultura at Wolf Stadium with AARP $2 Tuesdays. Presented by San Antonio Sports Star. $2 tickets, beer, hot dogs, and more every Tuesday home game. Get your tickets at samissions.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. Money is on the line. Always say hello with Quo. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Hormones can affect everything. Bad skin, bad hair, low energy, poor sleep, brain fogginess, libido, and weight gain. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we take a functional approach to your hormone problems. Eating right and exercise will not be beneficial without optimal hormone function. This goes for men and women. We do state-of-the-art testing to get to the root of your hormone issues and help you get well and stay well. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. We can help. 210-468-1891.
When it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years and successfully represented thousands of injured Texans. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
Harry Douglas here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app and share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required. Not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Hey, that release is coming up. Is that tomorrow or is it today?
Officially tomorrow. The boys at Kingdom Collapse did a
11 o'clock,
a
right?
release this morning on Sirius XM.
They're on a big tour,
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, those guys are great.
They play San Antonio June 4th down at the Rock Box. They're touring with Red.
Very cool.
Yep.
Very cool. So be sure and check out the video.
Incredible acting in the video.
The acting is Oscar worthy.
It really is.
I'm telling you.
Video gets released tomorrow. I'm sure they will tag us in all the videos. So on our social medias, you'll be able to see the incredible acting. The song's not bad, but the acting in the video is outstanding.
Yeah, the acting is it's over the top. It is fantastic. So I really like the
Joe's
song
dreams
too.
of wearing rubber gloves on TV have come true.
Yes. I didn't need to use those that we know about, or that was on the cutting room floor. However, it was a lot of fun doing that, and I appreciate those guys allowing us to be a part of that.
Absolutely, it was
fantastic.
Time.
It was a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to the video coming out. Although I've seen it.
Well, you've seen it. Although what's crazy is being a part of making a music video like that, from the scenes where we were on that set up in Buda doing all the doctor stuff.
Yeah.
To the house party. All the rest of that video is filmed at my house. Well, not all of it, because they're at somebody else's house for the band scenes, but the rest of the acting in there and the party scenes, that's at my house. And Jonathan drinking about $600 worth of alcohol. And all the food was gone completely.
Well, sure it was. And that's
Pledge
okay.
showed up and was like, "Where's mine?" I was like, "Dude, Jonathan."
Yeah. That's right. Oh, man, a lot of fun. Looking forward to that, and congratulations to Kingdom Collapse for the new song. I think it's going to be a big hit. It is a great song. I mean, it really is. So looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a success for those guys. The news we got today was unexpected in my mind. Dylan Harper on the injury list, injury report with knee soreness, and he is questionable for tonight.
See, and that's, I don't know. I was surprised yesterday when he wasn't on there and De'Aaron Fox was with the ankle, because Fox hurt his ankle and continued to play and played the majority of that fourth quarter. But the way Harper got took down late with about 30 seconds left and kind of bent under his knee, I was kind of surprised if anybody was going to be on the injury report. Yesterday, I thought it would be Dylan Harper, which is a little concerning, which means he woke up today going, oh, man, something ain't right.
Yeah.
But it's May. It's Game 5.
I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if both of those guys aren't on the floor. Although Harper, and I'm looking at the video right now, that this happened like with 29 seconds left in Game 4. So it was late in the game. Ayo DeSumo, I mean, he takes down Harper like a cornerback takes down a wide receiver. I mean, it really was.
And I also took out De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, well,
I mean, he's 2 for 2.
going for all the guards.
I mean, he's doing what he has. And look, he even said, man, it's physical play is what they do.
That's exactly.
You understand the magnitude, of course, with that situation. It definitely has brought light to, the game, the situation. I mean, a lot of calls. The anticipation is definitely going to be higher. It's similar to baseball. In baseball, if you hit a pitcher hits a batter, then the next inning, if they retaliate right away, then they tend to get the harsher punishment. So it's about just playing smart, like you stated, playing hard, but also playing smart and not just jeopardizing anything that costs the game, but at the same time still playing with physicality and compete at the highest level.
Well, the fact that he mentions that, and that's the first thing I was thinking about when we're talking about retaliation, because that happens. A pitcher hits a guy, and then the guys that was hit, his pitcher hits, and it goes. I just wonder if Minnesota's planning something, and I'm not sure that they would be planning something, but I think the physicality that they've shown in all 4 games in this series, with maybe the exception of Game 2, because they just got their asses kicked in that game, but. It's gonna happen tonight again.
Or has it already happened? Has it already happened? The guy that brings up, we know the rules in baseball. Right? It's an unwritten rule in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
You plunk my guy, your guy's going down. Right? In that game.
Yeah.
In that game. Now, they didn't look dirty. It didn't look intentional at the time. Looked like good, solid basketball. But when you hear those words from a player that took out 2 guys on the Spurs injury report, diving at De'Aaron Fox's feet, rolling up on an ankle, the way he took down Dylan Harper, was he the retaliation guy? I mean, they look like just good physical basketball plays in the moment, but were they? I mean, do you now, Zapruder, film this and right? I mean, in the moment, I didn't have those thoughts. I mean, the takedown on Harper maybe a little bit because that looked aggressive, but his leg got caught up underneath him as he was getting tackled to the floor. But, you go back and you watch the video with De'Aaron Fox, he's diving at the ball, but he's diving at somebody's ankles. I wonder, is there a little extra something? You always hear about, offensive linemen and the stuff that is going on at the bottom of the pile, or you see some of the craftiness, if you will, with Wemby, where certain elbows and hands and things are going while attacking him. These guys are such incredible athletes and have such incredible body control. You almost wonder if, when you hear that, and you look at the 2 guys on the Spurs injury report, and you look at the plays in which landed them on the injury report, and the guy talking is the guy involved in both of those plays, have we already seen it a little bit? Be smart about it, but take him out.
I guess we'll see if he did take him out. Both questionable right now, although De'Aaron Fox looked like he was fine. At shoot-around this morning, he was putting up shots, and again, I'll be shocked if either one of these guys don't come back. However, Harper, it looked like he hurt his knee pretty good. I don't know. They say left knee soreness, and if it's just sore, he's going to play. I can't imagine that anything like that. If there's no structural damage or tissue damage or anything like that, the guy's going to be in there. The Spurs need Harper. The way he's been playing, he needs to be on the floor. That guy has been outstanding for this team.
Yeah, and again, intentional, not – I didn't think it in the moment, like I said. The Harper tackle was a little weird, but it's physical basketball. But when you hear Io saying that, makes you
makes you go,
Well, and look, we're going to protect our guys, and anything that happens to our guys, we're going to react in a certain way. My buddy Jeff just texted and said they'd be stupid to do anything to Wemby at all after the NBA watched all the video of all the BS and fouls that he's taken before that. They're not going to stop. They're not going to stop doing it. They've done it for 4 games, 3 games and a quarter. That's how they're going to defend him. That is the way to defend Wemby in playoff basketball. I think it was Kendrick Perkins talking about this morning on Get Up. Wemby is tall, but he's skinny. You can move him off of his spot. Some of these other big guys, you can get physical with them all day long. You're not moving them off of the spot. You can move Wemby off of the spot, and they are going to continue to be physical with them, and I think maybe even a little more so tonight. They'll test early what they can get away with and see if they can get under his skin again.
Of course they will. It worked in Game 4.
Exactly. I mean, you think about what Mike Conley said. Once you figure out how the refs are going to call this game, they're going to know.
Yeah, we seem to be in the middle of a lot of those series where it gets real physical, chippy, and game by game, it changes. You know, depending on who you have as a crew, dictates how physical you can be, and we have to be smart with that. We have to, use that experience, and if it's one of those games where it's going to be called tighter, you got to play with that, that physicality. You can't be 2 games ago, it can't be last game. You have to be ready for what's called tonight, and I think we've handled that well over the last few series.
And so they'll test that out immediately.
Yep.
I mean, it will be an immediate thing. Somebody was talking, and I can't remember where it was, one of the morning shows on ESPN. I'm not sure what it was, but they were talking about Oklahoma City, and that Oklahoma City will test the officials immediately. I mean, they will foul somebody on purpose early in a game to see if they're going to call that or not, and that determines what they're going to do the remainder of the game. And I think you'll see the same thing from Minnesota tonight.
And again, how you see it, how the officials see it. On YouTube, right now on our YouTube page, go to sasportstar.com and click on through the YouTube or YouTube and search out San Antonio Sports Star. Michael says, in all caps, yes, it did look intentional. Kyle, come on, Jason, it wasn't intentional. Watch the replays at full speed. Eric, intentionally tried to take out 2 guys. The move he did to hurt Fox was illegal even in the NFL. And then he literally ripped and threw Harper down. Right? I mean.
Now, the Harper one, I'll agree with that. That was a flat-out tackle.
It was, but it's also physical basketball.
Well,
right? And
I guess.
And
I
again,
mean, that seemed a little too physical to me.
But when you're watching it in the moment, did you feel like, oh, man, he's trying to hurt that dude?
Well, I don't know if he was trying to hurt him, no. But
but then you hear him talking about you got to have your enforcer goon squad guy. You come up with the baseball reference.
So here's
your get back.
So here's the question then. Everybody's mentioning Jeremy Sohan. If he was still here, he'd be the enforcer. Who is the Spurs enforcer? Who is that? Do they have an enforcer on this team right now? And I'm asking because, look, you look at Julius Randle, Naz Reid, I'd look at both of those guys as as enforcers or as tough guys who will step in. Ao, I mean, that guy seems to be a guy that is not afraid to go after a few people. Who on the Spurs team is the enforcer? I mean, we haven't seen Plumlee, so I guess he's not the guy. There's some other guy that we haven't seen. Is it a Harrison Barnes? He doesn't seem like the enforcer type to me.
No, honestly, I don't know that they have that guy that would get that label. But you do have some guys down there that have plenty of fouls that they could give.
Well, they do,
right? But then they also have to see the floor to be able to do that. And I think if they checked into the game, what's this all about?
Sure,
right?
exactly.
And you're right. But at the same time, I think Wemby fighting back sends a message that you can't just push him around, but it also sends the message that you got under his skin and he got tossed out of a game.
Well, it does
Steph
that.
Castle, Harper, Vassell, those aren't guys that are going to get pushed around. Julian isn't going to get pushed around. So I to a degree, I don't know, like the Spurs don't have that Draymond Green kind of guy that nobody wants to mess with. Steph Castle is maybe a fringe developing that because he's gotten chippy in both series and has kind of shown that he could be that guy. Maybe by default it's Steph. Although Steph's got to be so careful not to foul out. He can't take a stupid penalty trying to be the enforcer, dude.
Well, and that's what I mean, and that's what's going to be what's scary about Wemby tonight. If he's getting harassed like he has been and loses his cool for another split second and out of the game, and then you're talking about 2 in a row, Game 6 would be in jeopardy at that point in time. So, I don't know. it's going to be interesting to see how this game is called, to see how it's played, and all of those kinds of things. Because again, I contend Minnesota can win no other way. They don't have the horses to win. They don't have the talent that San Antonio has. And I think the only way they win is to ugly up the game and try to make it a physical slugfest. And that's the only way. That's the only chance they have to win this game. So I fully expect them to stay with the game plan and continue to be hard and physical with Wemby. I don't think Wemby's elbow to Naz Reid's neck is going to deter anybody from being physical. In fact, I think they would welcome another elbow to the neck of somebody.
Somebody would sacrifice their face.
Absolutely.
For elbow Yama.
Yes.
And to get him out of the game. And I think there would be a suspension if he were to do it a second night. But I do think, though, with all the attention, the refs hopefully will be a little bit more mindful of some of the crap that Wemby has taken over the first several games of this series. And that would maybe stop it there. But does that mean they're getting a little chippy with some of the other guys?
Well,
and that's a possibility.
And that's why on our poll on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, I'm expecting that. I'm expecting a free throw fest tonight. I think the officials are going to call it tight, and I think we're going to see a parade to the free throw line, which is unfortunate. I don't want to see that. I don't think any Spurs fans or Timberwolf fans want to see a parade to the free throw line, but I think it's going to be that way, and at least that's what I'm afraid of. You can go vote on our poll on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Right now, the refs call everything portion is at 23%. Right now, Wemby going for 35+ is leading this poll at 58%. The most surprising thing to me is that 11% of you say Minnesota's going to win. I honestly, and when we put this up, I looked at Jason. I said we may get our first 0 on a category, but obviously that's not happening. So I am kind of surprised by that particular portion of the poll. But go there, vote. If you've got some thoughts on who the enforcer is for the San Antonio Spurs, again, the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page is good for you, or you can do it the old-fashioned way. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. More Spurs basketball and little Troy Aikman on the way as well as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you know you want to get out of jail fast. You know the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online. MyBestBailBonds.com is the website. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail. A lot of reasons for that. And you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7. They have offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down along the coast, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online, mybestbailbonds.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Coming up on the Morning Huddle, Game 5 will be in the books. Are the Spurs up in the series or backs against the wall?
Closing playoff games is tough, but we got other stuff to talk about, and maybe some sports too. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is the job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
With the new MyLowe's Pro Rewards American Express card, earn 3 points per dollar spent on Lowe's qualifying purchases for the first 6 months after card account opening. Plus, save 5% every day on eligible purchases at Lowe's and earn points on eligible purchases everywhere else Amex is accepted. Card members get more at Lowe's. Subject to credit approval. 5% can't be combined with any other offer. Exclusions and restrictions apply. Points subject to loyalty terms at Lowe's.com/terms and credit reward terms at Synchrony.com/MLPRA-terms. Visit Lowe's.com/business credit.
Almost 90 years ago, Academy Sports and Outdoors was born right here in Texas. So we know a thing or two about a thing or two. Like beans don't belong in chili. It's called a feeder road. And how far really means how long. We've been your neighbor for generations. That's why we're adding Texas-sized deals across the store, only in Texas. If you happen to find a better price at a competitor, we'll beat it by 5%. Academy. Fun can't lose.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for Window Nation. You know, May's weather is pretty nice, but those hot summer days are going to be here soon. Don't wait until the heat hits to try to avoid high energy bills. Upgrade your home's windows this month during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale. Imagine replacing all your windows with new energy-efficient ones and getting half of them for free. Plus, you could even get them with no money down and no monthly payment or interest for 2 years. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com now to book a consultation.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
There was only one Richard Simmons.
It's sweating time!
Megastar, adored by millions. Then one day, he disappeared for a decade.
Where in the world is Richard Simmons?
Now, his closest family and friends speak out for the first time to Diane Sawyer.
He had to be in a lot of pain. He had to be in a lot of pain.
And what does Richard's live-in housekeeper, the last person to see him alive, now say happened behind closed doors?
This is the first time I'm talking about this.
The Mystery of Richard Simmons, a Diane Sawyer special, premieres tonight on ABC and stream on Disney Plus and Hulu.
The Morning Huddle.
There was a push for there to be like some sort of dye put in the pool where if you peed, it like turned the water around.
We had a sign that if we had it, like if you pee, it'll turn blue. We had a sign that said if you pee, it'll turn blue. And it had a guy standing in it was a picture of a guy standing in a pool and everything around him was dark blue.
Do you think they ever actually used it at the pool you went to, or just the thread?
No, this was our pool. And
okay.
We didn't use it. No, but
no, it was just the thread of it.
We bought it one time, but I pee in the pool too. My pool.
I pay for those chemicals.
My pool.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, everybody getting ready for a big Game 5. Could certainly turn the series one way or the other. Oh, it will do that tonight. Whoever wins this game certainly has a leg up on the other team. No question about that. This is the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix. And we're talking enforcement. Who's going to protect Victor Wembanyama, or does he have to protect himself?
You heard the coach say the other day he's got to take matters into his own hand and protect himself if the referees aren't. We're kind of more leaning on his teammates.
Yeah, every team has an enforcer. Every single one of them, don't they? Most of them. You got to have that. You got to have that one guy that can step in. And somebody mentioned on our YouTube page Keldon Johnson. Is he a guy? I can see Steph Castle doing it. He's too important to lose, though.
Well, so who at the end of the bench needs some minutes, right?
Apparently none of them.
Well, in today's world, do you have to have that guy? And I do think a series like this is saying yes. Yes, you do. But at the same time, like, I don't know, all the starters, all those guys, the key guys coming off the bench, they're too important to do something stupid that would get thrown out of a game and or suspended. And quite frankly, and I've seen some comments on our YouTube page, sasportstar.com, and click through on YouTube. What about Mitch Johnson? Does Mitch Johnson need a perfectly timed tirade and technical foul?
Yes. Yes, he does. He does. Look, Pop would have gotten teed up, 4 times already. I think 1 per game in this series. And I think he does. Look, I know they're different people. They react to different things. And there's no disrespect to Mitch Johnson. I think he's done a hell of a job this year. But, I would like to see him show a little bit of emotion during the game and not after it. Where he got after the officials and went on his little tirade on the post-game podium. Yeah, I mean, if you think Wemby's getting abused, then stand up and get a technical foul. Let's go. I mean, get some attention on it.
It's interesting question. Sometimes you never know where this show is going to go.
That's
but
it.
A lot of people are wanting to talk about who that goon squad is. Let's go to the phones. 210-656-ESPN. 656-3776. Javier, you're first up, man. You're on the Blitz. What's going on?
Thanks for taking the call. Hey, I remember a guy named Robert Ory.
Yeah.
Who was our enforcer. He took out a lot of people. But you know what? He could shoot the 3. He could pass. Vermont Green, same thing. Nez Reed, same thing. Yeah, it's okay to have a guy who's going to go in there and be the Bruise Brothers, the latest Bruise Brothers. But they got to be able to shoot. You got to be able to score. If Sohan could have scored on a more consistent basis, he'd still be with the team. I think he would agree with that. But he couldn't, and that's why we had to get rid of it. So that's my take. I don't think we have an enforcer right now. We won't until next year's draft, and I think that's what they're going to be looking for.
Yeah, I don't know that they're going to try to get an enforcer in the draft. That's one of those free agent pickups. But you know what? Keeping Jeremy Sohan around for a moment like this is not worth keeping Jeremy Sohan around. And I appreciate the call and the other comments. Jeremy Sohan does not need to enter this conversation. And all right, cool. It would be nice to have that right now, but not really. That's a guy that didn't want to be here, and they sent him away. And granted, he's playing with the Knicks, and he's going to the Eastern Conference Championship. Spurs, without him, are well on their way to going to the Western Conference Finals.
I don't think Sohan saw many more minutes with New York Knicks than he did with the Spurs.
No, but if they needed him, it's certainly a possibility. Let's go to Josh. You're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, guys. For me, there's only one true enforcer that the San Antonio Spurs need, and I believe they have him. And his name, he is a 2-time legend for 2 teams. He's a Hall of Famer. He's one of your favorite. He lives and breathes defense. He hates a certain position, and that is the great Indy Kalu. You give him a 2-game contract, let him be your enforcer. Let him and Carter Bryant, or Lil Bryant, go ahead and enforce against the Minnesota Timberwolves. But that's what I think Spurs need to do. Just go call up Indy Kalu, tell him, come on down. We just need you for about minutes.
I did not expect Indy Kalu to enter the conversation, but I know you're a day drinker, so it makes sense. Josh, appreciate the phone call.
I think he's upgraded to, heroin or something. I'm not sure.
Heroin?
Dude, please.
You got to be on heroin to think Indy Kalu could come in and be the enforcer?
No, it's kind of, squirrel. Indy Kalu.
Yeah, it's just Josh. Day drinking.
It's just Josh.
Trying to work in a Houston Texan reference.
Oh, Josh.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I don't know if they have one. And I think the first caller was correct. The guy's got to come in and produce. And to get a Plumlee or a Bismack Biyombo or even a Kelly Olynyk at this point in time, who hasn't seen the floor. I don't think there's any interest in playing those guys. I mean, Mitch Johnson is shortened the bench considerably. He's got his guys, and that's who he's going to go with. So far, it's been successful. Wemby cannot throw another elbow. If he wants to take up for himself or protect himself tonight, if he's getting harassed, please do it some other way. Whether that's a push in the chest or, I don't know, a retaliation.
Square up on somebody.
No more elbows for Victor Wembanyama. I know everybody's having a great time with it, with the elbow macaroni thing and then all of that. But if he does this again, y'all, this series could be over.
Wembanyama!
We need to get Kevin to say elbow Yama.
Oh my gosh!
Right? But in reality, and you're right. We've not seen that from Wemby before. I don't think you're going to see it again. But it would be nice. Who'd you say, Kelly?
Olenek.
What was the other name you did?
Bismack Biyombo.
All right, but yeah. All right. Things are nasty. Second quarter. Those guys are checking in. Dude, it's on. All right, and maybe that's what Mitch needs to do. If anything, send a message. Just get out there, collect 5 fouls, and head to the shower. So, don't get the 6th one in case we need you late. But that's just not the Spurs way. And that's, Mitch the other day on the podium when he talked about how Vic has to take matters into his own hands and protect himself if those in charge of it aren't protecting him. I'm surprised Mitch wasn't fined for that because that was a direct shot at the referees.
He didn't mention them by name, though.
Well, he didn't, but again, I mean, for those in charge, right? When you say that, your actions speak louder, right? So if he does roll in somebody just to go commit a hard foul, dirty things up a little bit. And if that's what this is calling for, and it would surprise me because it's not the Spurs way, because you heard Mitch say, we don't complain. We just go play basketball. We don't complain. I mean,
nice guys finish last. How about that?
Sure. I mean,
it's time to start complaining.
What you're doing isn't working. So you got to do something different. And if you're going to do something different within the rules, Mitch, you got to start bitching a little bit. Or send somebody in to commit a hard foul. And look, if they're doing that to Wemby, what can we do to Ant, right? I mean, you got to take out their best player, right? Isn't that how it works?
Well, I guess. I hate all this talk about taking out players and doing that stuff. I really do.
Too. But, I mean, what's a hard foul on Naz Reid going to do? Nothing.
Well, no. I mean, obviously he's got a hard head because he got right back up and continued to play after the elbow to the throat or the jaw or wherever the hell that it was. But look, I don't want to take. Nobody wants to take players out. Nobody wants to do that, and we're not suggesting that, obviously. But if you need to, if Wemby's being harassed and the officials aren't protecting him, as Mitch Johnson suggests, then I mean somebody needs to do something. And to me, it's Mitch Johnson. He's got to cause a scene. If that's happening, he's got to. And I know that's not his personality, but he's got to do that. That's what coaches do. That's how they change the momentum. And it's got to be. And again, I'm afraid that the officials have been told, keep a handle on this game. And it's going to be a free throw parade.
656 ESPN, 656-37 at 76. Back to the phones. Eddie, who do you think that Spurs enforcer is?
What's up, guys? I don't want to throw a name that, makes no sense for, down the line. You have him right now because I was looking at the Spurs' current salaries, and this guy is making a hell of a lot of money to sit and do nothing. And plus, on his other past teams, that's what this guy did. He did some questionable, dirty plays, and yet here when you needed that, this guy doesn't do it. I'm talking about Kelly Olynyk. This guy needs to be out there to be doing what he was doing other teams, pulling people's shoulders, tripping people, elbowing, because that's what he's known for. But yet this dude here has been acquired, girl, and paying a lot of money for him.
Wow, so you want him to get that $15 million worth, man. Just get out there and do some dirty work.
Well, it does seem like a waste at this point in time, doesn't it?
Yeah, but
they're paying this guy a lot of money, and he doesn't see the floor at all.
Well, $15 million's nothing in the NBA.
Well, it's way overpaying for Kelly Olynyk, that's for sure.
Hey, John, you're on the Blitz. What's up?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Thanks for taking my call. Kind of stole my thunder, but I'm going to say it anyway. You've got Olynyk and Biyombo. That's 12 fouls sitting on the bench.
Yep.
I mean, and then on what you just said about Mitch bitching a little bit more. I mean, I think the whole coaching staff needs to get up and bitch at calls. They're not the right calls. But I say put them in there intermittently and rough some of those Timberwolves up, man. I mean, they're going to play that way.
Tonight's starting lineup includes Kelly and
Bismack Biyombo.
I know. They get first half minutes, man.
Mason Plumlee.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, just a couple of minutes.
Carter Bryant's going to be in there. I mean, I hear what you're saying. And again, I'm not opposed to it, but I know if I see those guys coming in, it's just not Mitch's style. It's not. It's not Mitch's style. It's not the Spurs style.
Look, I hope we see a clean basketball game tonight. I have a feeling it's not because Minnesota can't win without mucking up the water. I just don't think they can. So they've got to do that. But Wemby's got to keep his composure, number one. And everybody does, because you can't lose anybody on that. Nobody. Because we just talked about the end of the bench. And you want to see one of those guys in the game in the end of the fourth quarter? No, I don't.
Well, no, you got to get there before. Remember, the Spurs have had the lead in the fourth quarter of every game.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean.
So, no, those guys can't see the floor in the fourth quarter.
No, they can't. So everybody's got to keep their composure. And we're sitting here complaining about the physical play, the dirty play, if you will, by the Minnesota Timberwolves, whatever you want to call it. They're going to continue it because that's all they've got. So the Spurs have got to respond responsibly to what's going on. And I'm not sure exactly what the answer is, but the Spurs have got to do the same thing. If Wemby gets fouled hard on one end, then somebody needs to foul the hell out of somebody on the other end. And that's just the way that it's got to be. And if they're going to play physical, you've got to play just as physical as they are.
Even if that foul on Wemby is not called.
Yeah, absolutely.
And see if these dudes will call it the same both ends of the floor. That's going to be the key. But, while we don't have the answer, a lot of people do. Ricky, Pete, Gilbert, all hanging on. Your call's coming up.
Yeah, stay on the line there. We'll get to you. And if you want to get a phone line, you can do the same thing, 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Spurs, big game tonight. It is going to be it's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait. This is The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
What I do know is if you're not going to the game tonight, the best place for you to watch is at the Rue Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. With those three massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around, there is no better place to go watch than at the Rue Pub there. And when you go to the Rue, again, early start, 7 o'clock, get your dinner there at the Rue Pub. They have the biggest and best wings in town. I love their fried shrimp. They got about 15 different burgers on the menu. Great appetizers. Ryan Eagle the other night got those corn dog bites. They were incredible. Their onion rings, get them with the side of barbecue sauce. Pledge tells me the salads there are wonderful, and that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So if you're going to the game, you want to eat afterwards, get into the Rue Pub there at 281 and at Redland Road. Go now and enjoy happy hour. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch playoff basketball. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Rue Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Rue.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Blitz. 2 to 6 on YouTube and always at sasportstar.com.
If pain is slowing you down, you don't have to live with it. We target the source of your pain for fast, lasting relief. No pain pills, no surgery. Most patients notice results in just one visit. We accept most insurance plans, so getting help is easy. Don't wait. Visit Arasti.com today. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti. We fix pain fast.
To find the location nearest you, visit Arasti.com.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is the job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Missions fans, get ready for AARP $2 Tuesdays at Wolf Stadium, presented by San Antonio Sports Star. Enjoy $2 tickets, beer, hot dogs, and more at every Tuesday home game. First pitch at 7:05. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at samissions.com.
Harry Douglas here. Let me ask you something. What if you can enjoy the taste of a cocktail, the warmth of a spirit, and still stay fully in control? That's RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category. RK delivers bold flavor and a real warming sensation with zero alcohol, zero sugar, zero carbs, and 0 calories. Perfect for nights out, social gatherings, or anytime you want the experience of a drink without sacrificing tomorrow. Check it out at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, all the flavor, none of the alcohol.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
There was only one Richard Simmons.
It's sweating time!
Megastar, adored by millions. Then one day, he disappeared for a decade.
Where in the world is Richard Simmons?
Now, his closest family and friends speak out for the first time to Diane Sawyer.
He had to be in a lot of pain. He had to be in a lot of pain.
And what does Richard's live-in housekeeper, the last person to see him alive, now say happened behind closed doors?
This is the first time I'm talking about this.
The Mystery of Richard Simmons, a Diane Sawyer special, premieres tonight on ABC and stream on Disney Plus and Hulu.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. Money is on the line. Always say hello with Quo. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Spurs Timberwolves Game 5. Tip-off from Frost Bank Center set for 7 o'clock. It will be televised on NBC and Peacock. De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper, both listed as questionable. There's Big League Baseball tonight as well. The Texas Rangers continue their series with the Arizona Diamondbacks. First pitch, 7:05. You can catch that game right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star beginning at 6:30. Astros Mariners first pitch in Houston, 7:10.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a game day Tuesday, a big game too in the playoffs. Boy, Game 5, series tied up at 2 games apiece. Minnesota and San Antonio. It is going to be a lot of fun tonight inside the Frost Bank Center. Glad you're joining us here on the Blitz this afternoon. We appreciate that. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix.
All this talk about an enforcer and all that. Our good friend Dan Weiss has the tweet of the day that is just as simple as it can be. Spurs 3-point shooting in these playoffs. In their wins, they're shooting 42%, 42.3. In their losses, 26.7%.
There you go.
Make your threes, win the game. Miss your threes, you're likely to lose. It really is that simple when it comes to this San Antonio Spurs group.
Could very well be. Yeah, well, obviously the stats play out, but well, they're so reliant on the three-point shot at times. But again, they've been able to get inside too on Minnesota. When Wemby's in the game, nobody can stop him. They've got nobody. Rudy Gobert can't stop Victor Wembanyama. It's been shown in these 4 games. Wemby went off in game 2. He has the potential to do the same thing tonight if he's going to be motivated. He's going to be motivated to come out and play well. And we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be a fun game, and I think Minnesota – I don't know what else they can do, Jason, honestly, other than to continue to play a physical brand of basketball, ugly up the game, and see what happens.
It's bottom line, that's how Minnesota can win. That's the only way Minnesota can win. Remember, they're shorthanded, and we didn't think they were going to get by Denver with some of the injuries they had. We didn't think we were going to see Anthony Edwards until the series shifted to Minnesota. The fact that he showed up for game 1 and played pretty well is a bit of a surprise. So what do you expect tonight? That is our poll question on YouTube. The options, Minnesota retaliation. It turns into a free throw fest. The refs are going to call everything. Wemby goes for 35+, or Minnesota wins. 58% think Wemby is going to have a monster game tonight. Go vote in our YouTube poll, sasportstar.com, and click on through to YouTube. Or if you're on YouTube, just search out San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, go there. We've got a lot of votes, and I tell you what, some of them, the answers surprised me. 9% Minnesota wins, tied with Minnesota retaliation tonight. Those are both at 9%. Wemby goes for 38, 58 to free throw fest, which is what I voted for. 23%.
Yeah, Miguel thinks Carter Bryant needs to turn into Bruce Bowen and bring that nasty. What do you guys think? A lot of people on the phone lines holding. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Gilbert's been hanging on the longest. Gilbert, you're up, man. You're on the Blitz.
Hey, guys. Good afternoon. Just want to say I love the show. I hear it every afternoon.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
But I'll get to the point. I know a lot of guys a couple of guys before were talking about we need to put Kelly and Biyombo. I'll be honest with you. I was so impressed with the defense that the Spurs played when Wemby got out. I mean, Minnesota didn't know what to do. I think we need to protect the rim. We need to go after those long rebounds. But I think as far as an enforcer, we need Castle to play like he did during the Portland series. He comes out and plays that game the way he did against Portland. We're gonna win. We're gonna win this series in 6. But like I said, guys, love this show. Just wanted to chime in. You guys have a good day.
Thanks, Gilbert. Appreciate it. Interesting. Look. I think you hit the nail on the head with the 3-point shooting. Defense is key. If they do that, they're going to win this game and probably win it going away.
Although one of the things that is a little concerning, and I know Sean Sweeney's getting so much attention, head coaching possibilities. He's the defensive guru. But it is concerning, the fourth quarter blown leads, to Minnesota in particular. And we talked about this earlier with Mark Kestisher from ESPN Radio, who will have the national broadcast tonight on ESPN Radio, that even in the regular season, all 7 meetings between the Spurs and the Timberwolves, the Spurs had the lead in the fourth quarter. They were up 8 the other night without Wemby.
Yep. And
they blew that lead. That is maybe a little bit more concerning than, can we utilize the 6 fouls that Kelly can offer up?
Well, the reason, I think a big reason, is some dude named Anthony Edwards. I mean, he's a closer, and that's what he does. He scored 16 points in that fourth quarter. Look, when he gets on a roll like that, I don't know who can defend him, honestly. With Wemby out, it makes it a lot easier for Ant to get to the rack and everybody there. So he's the guy you got to concern yourself with, and you hope you have a huge lead going into that fourth quarter. If Minnesota's hanging around, anything can happen.
Back to the phones. Ricky, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
I just want to say I love Keldon Johnson. I hate what he's been doing the past couple of games, going back to that 8-point lead that we had. He got tunnel vision going inside the paint and had 2 turnovers. I would really love for him to be our enforcer on the court because right now, watching him, he's unplayable. Secondly, the national media wants to. He's unplayable. He doesn't offer. He's not doing anything right now. I love the guy, but he's just costing us possessions.
He hasn't had a good series.
He hasn't.
And that is true, and you're right about that, Ricky. He has not had a good series. So, but, there's always game 5. He could come to life.
Well, and again, 6th man of the year, he did have some turnovers the other day. So did De'Aaron Fox. So did Steph Castle in that fourth quarter.
Yep.
I mean, as a team, but I don't know that I would say, man, Keldon coming in, that cost them the game. He's still pretty vital to what they do.
Well, at some point in time, though, if a guy's not having a good series, I don't think you give up on Keldon Johnson because he is the 6th man of the year. But again, he has not had a good series.
No, but I look at, I don't know, De'Aaron Fox didn't play well in game 1 and came back and dominated game 2. Same with Vic on the offensive end.
We're waiting for Keldon to do that.
And again, I mean, I'm not ready to say, all right, Keldon, go sit down. But I do think also he could play a little bit of that enforcer role. Pete, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Gentlemen, I wanted to echo what Gilbert said earlier. It's a great show. But I want to get back to enforcer talk. Back in the day, when George Gervin was getting beat up, Skinny George, the all-time leader in ejections would go in there and take care of business. And that was Big Kobe Dietrich. 18 ejections, all-time leader in ejections. That's all I wanted to say.
Well, I wish we could resurrect him in his prime. That'd be awesome.
I'm glad you said prime because I think he still lives down the street.
Well, in his prime. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not wishing any ill will on the man.
Well, he's not dead.
No, well, he's not in his prime either, though.
He still has 6 fouls.
I think we could. Well, he does.
He's got 2 bad knees, but
thanks for the call, Pete. Appreciate the compliment.
You see
too,
Kobe
man.
trying to walk around nowadays, man, and
a lot of those guys because that's when elbows to the jaw were okay and even warranted.
I mean, just play on, but we can't all go back in my day, or back
in
your day.
Sure, we can. Why not? That's even a little further back than my day.
Clark, you're on the Blitz. What's up?
First off, big up to you fellas. Love the show. I'm a truck driver. I listen to you guys all the time.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you taking the call. I just wanted to say, hold on, let me turn my radio off. My bad.
There you go.
Breaker 19, smoking here.
I just wanted to say real fast, I don't think the Spurs shouldn't adjust and get thuggish because it ain't them. And if you change who you are, then Minnesota already win. You know what I mean?
Sure, I understand that.
Just be yourself. Castle's the only one that I've seen to have the toughness naturally. They shouldn't try to make somebody something they ain't.
No,
but again,
so those photos.
That's all I want to.
I appreciate you.
I'm sorry.
Hold on a second, Clark. Before you hang on. Hold on a second. I'm curious, man. You drive a truck, and Minix just did the whole, breaker.
10-4, good buddy.
He hung up.
He hung up.
I just wonder if did they still have CB radios?
Well, sure.
They do?
Why not?
I don't know.
10-4, good buddy.
Well, I'm just saying, smoking.
I thought you were going to try to get him to honk.
Nah, I don't want him to honk.
You're never doing that on the road trips?
I just wanted to know if they still do CB radios. I don't think they do.
Mm-hmm.
That's like technology of the 70s, man.
They got to still have CB radios.
Well, maybe they have something else. I don't know. Clark, if you wouldn't have hung up, buddy. Now I'm going to be thinking about that all night.
Things that Ryan Eagle wants to know. Are CB radios still a thing?
Yes, I want to know that.
Don't cops still use some
walkie-talkies?
Two-way radios?
Sure, but
Listen
they're not
to you,
CB
the old
radios.
Motorola salesman.
Look,
two-way
Miguel
radio.
Martinez says, yes, they are. They're still a thing. How about that? So what's your handle, Miguel?
Why? What do you got a little radio at the house?
No, I'm just curious. I mean, everybody had a handle, and back in the day, that was the thing. What's your handle?
Uh-huh.
What's your handle, Joe?
I don't have a handle anymore.
Yes, you do.
I do? What is it?
At Joe Reinigle 210.
No, well, I wouldn't.
Hey, Clark is calling back, man.
I wouldn't use that on the on the CB radio, though.
Oh, what would you use?
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to think about it now.
Something cool. It's kind of like a call sign for a fighter pilot.
Breaker 19. This is that guy.
That guy?
That guy?
That guy? Clark, you still got CB radios in the truck?
Yes, we do, and this is for you guys.
There you
go.
go.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, Clark.
Hey, Clark.
All right. You guys have a great day. Keep up the good work, fellas.
Hold on, Clark. Don't hang up. Don't hang up.
As a professional truck driver, what would Joe Reinagle's CB handle be?
Big Sexy.
Wow, Big Sexy.
Wow, Big Sexy.
I said that because he was talking about the toes the other time.
Clark, appreciate you,
Joe's toes.
I appreciate you guys.
Thanks,
you have a good day.
Hey, you too, buddy. Hey, we got the horn and we got the answer. And Miguel on our YouTube page is also a truck driver, I believe, if I remember correctly. But that's kind of cool, man. I had a good time with CB radios back in the day.
Well, see, and AD says you got 2 love handles, and Anthony says they have them in their work trucks, better reception than some cell phones.
Now, see, Coyote's got it. Joe's Toes. That'd be good. Breaker 19. Joe's Toes.
I'm trying to get a road
trying
lizard.
Trying to get a Smokey report.
I thought you wanted road lizards. No, you're not worried about cops.
How the chicks at the road stop, at the truck stop.
Exactly what you would think.
Hey, on a dark and stormy night, you never know. You don't complain, right?
A dark and stormy night.
Candy Lee.
I never thought it happened to me.
It is the absolute glory hole.
And there may even be a few of those at a truck stop or two. Who knows? Appreciate all you truck drivers, honestly. We really do. Appreciate y'all. Spurs talk is still going on. We're going to continue to do this. Luis says hairspray.
Stop.
That's nice. Yeah,
that would be accurate.
Troy Aikman was on Get Up today.
Yeah.
He had some thoughts about the Cowboys and what they've done in the offseason. Let's take a little detour for just a few minutes, and then we'll get back to the Spurs Timberwolves talk. So don't go anywhere. Stick around. If you want to chime in, there's lots of ways to do that. Troy Aikman, number 8, chiming in on those Dallas Cowboys. Next, here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, let me tell you, the storms we've had have been incredible, have they not? I'm flying in from Tampa on Sunday night, and looking out the window of the airplane, I could see the lightning going on. It was rough in Austin, here in San Antonio as well, and I hope that didn't do anything to your roof, but if it did, well, I've got the answer for you. Stevens Roofing and Solar, they are outstanding. They've been in business since 1983, which really should tell you everything you need to know about this company. They are fantastic, and they do great work, and obviously they stand behind their work because they wouldn't be in business that long if they didn't. If you think maybe your roof and you're not sure but think there might be a problem, give Stevens Roofing and Solar a call, 210-785-0994. They'll send a team out to your house. They'll check your roof. They'll do it for free, and then they'll let you know if there's any problems up there that need to be taken care of before the next storms roll in, because we're just in the middle of May, and you know those spring storms are right around the corner. That is for sure. Stevens Roofing and Solar, the absolute best in the business. Don't go with anybody else, especially those fly-by-night companies that come around this time of year. Stevens Roofing and Solar is proven. You need to do that. Do business with people you can trust, and that is Stevens Roofing and Solar. 210-785-0994, or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Not loving your AT&T or T-Mobile bill? Yeah, we've been hearing that a lot. Good news. Bring your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to Verizon and we'll give you a better deal. So get away from that unfortunate phone bill and get to Verizon. Run, ride, canoe. Whatever it takes, we'll be here. Bring your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal on the best network. A better deal. No surprises. That's Verizon. Best network based on root metrics, best overall mobile network performance, U.S. second half 2025. All rights reserved. Must provide a recent consumer mobile bill and the name of the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Thanks. Is oil marked down?
Save up to $15 when you buy 5 quarts and a filter.
And fuel treatment?
2 for $9 on Lucas.
Brake pads?
Marked down to free.
Free?
Get free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 Duralast rotors.
That's several markdowns.
For many more miles.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Almost 90 years ago, Academy Sports and Outdoors was born right here in Texas. So we know a thing or two about a thing or two. Like beans don't belong in chili. It's called a feeder road. And how far really means how long. We've been your neighbor for generations. That's why we're adding Texas-sized deals across the store, only in Texas. If you happen to find a better price at a competitor, we'll beat it by 5%. Academy. Fun can't lose.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Coming up on the Morning Huddle, Game 5 will be in the books. Are the Spurs up in the series or backs against the wall?
Closing playoff games is tough, but we got other stuff to talk about, and maybe some sports, too. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You know, the NFL looking to steal a little bit of the NBA's thunder. Come Thursday, the schedule release will happen, although a lot of it has come out already. We've told you the Cowboys are going to play on Thanksgiving Day against the Philadelphia Eagles. They'll open up the season on Sunday Night Football against the New York Football Giants. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix.
You know, but only the real teams that draw interest across the globe are getting things released. Like you Texans fans still have no clue. Pledge is angry as hell at that.
He is?
He is.
Nah.
And all these leaks, and none of them include Houston. So it'd be a surprise for you guys. And you wonder if the NBA scheduled Game 6 for Friday night so they didn't have to compete with the NFL releasing its schedule.
Right? Well, somebody's going to play Thursday, aren't they? Unless, I guess, Cleveland and Detroit could play tomorrow, and then there's nothing on Thursday, is there?
It's a possibility.
Wow.
But, look, lots obviously being talked about. Troy Aikman did 30 minutes on Get Up this morning, and Obviously, a lot of Cowboy talk with Greeny from the great Troy Aikman this morning.
I think so. I mean, that is the big question. They can only get better. I do, and it's early, I understand that, but I do like the hire of Christian Parker. I think sometimes you bring in a young assistant who now is getting his opportunity after having coached under some really good people over the course of his career. He comes in with a good resume. All indications are that the players are excited about it. I think what they've done, starting with the draft to address some of those needs on the defense, has been positive. What I think Greeny gets lost a little bit, the offense was so prolific last year, and then you've got a healthy Dak Prescott. And unfortunately for them, we saw it with Joe Burrow and the Bengals a couple of years ago. When you have that kind of play at the quarterback position, typically that means good things when the season comes to an end, and yet for Dallas, they failed to even make the postseason. Can that offense continue to play at the level that they did last year? And that's a big if. It was one of Dak Prescott's best years. It was George Pickens' career year. It was Javonte Williams' career year. I mean, there was a lot that happened on the offensive side of the ball. The numbers may not look as good. In fact, I think if you're a Cowboys fan, you hope the offensive numbers don't look as good, because that would then mean that the defense is better and playing a much bigger role in the success of that team.
That's a good point. And Troy Aikman, even the great Troy Aikman, who is putting most of his attention into the Miami Dolphins, by the way.
Well, they're paying him.
But he was asked about the Cowboys there. And look, the defense has got to be a little bit better. And he's right. If the offense doesn't put up the eye-popping numbers that they put up last year, that's probably good news, because your defense is a little bit better.
And I appreciate a guy like Troy planting that seed now, that it's almost like a team when you look at strength of schedule. They might be a better team, but the record might not be as good.
Yeah.
Now, the Cowboys do have one of the tougher strengths of schedule, but they have to have a better record if they're getting into the postseason. And if their defense is better, and my God, they can't be worse, then you would expect them to be a playoff team next year. And the fact that they open with an NFC East game, and then Thanksgiving will be an NFC East game, those are two big games right there that are going to go a long way when it comes to, are you a playoff team or not?
Yeah, no question about it. And I can't wait for the schedule to come out. And once it does, we'll kind of figure out what we think will happen. A little prediction time.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens and where they play, when they play, all of those kinds of things. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And who else but the NFL could just say, we're going to release the schedule and have it be the NBA scared of them.
I mean, think about this. Sunday afternoon, the draft lottery happens in the NBA. It's about a 10-minute show. It's perfect. Boom, in and out. Here you go. That would have been a 3-hour event if it were the National Football League.
A 3-day event.
Well, that's
right?
The draft, but the draft lottery, if they were to do something like that. So who knows? And then you start thinking about, they improved the defense. Spurs have a good defense, but they have that nasty enforcer guy. Overshown was sitting courtside the other night.
Really?
It was good to sign him to a 10-day?
Maybe. I'd be afraid he'd get hurt.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Now, my friend Adrian sent a message. He said the Spurs should do what the Indianapolis Colts did with Phillip Rivers. Go find Ron Artest or Metta World Peace and sign him to a 10-day contract.
Yeah, why not? I still like the Robert Horry suggestion earlier in the show. Robert Horry, Steve Nash still in the 5th row, I think, when Horry sent him there. That was so much fun. Watching Horry just knock Steve Nash into the seats, man. That was a lot of fun.
And
Mario Ellie was one. I mean, Spurs have had some enforcers.
Are they going to get those kind of plays tonight? I just got yet another friend of mine send me the HEB elbows with Wemby, my friend Crash Gillespie. And he said, the refs the other night, I've seen better calls from a payphone, which is certainly showing his age.
Better calls from a payphone, huh? Wow.
I mean, I haven't heard that term since the 90s.
Yeah, well, it was a nice century or decade. It was a nice decade.
Like
the
Don
90s.
Harris the other night used an old school line too. Dude's got more moves than Mayflower. Come on, man.
Nice. I see these stats here. Dylan Harper questionable tonight, along with De'Aaron Fox, but best fourth quarter field goal percentage in the playoffs this year. Dylan Harper is number 1 at 70%. Dylan Brooks is second. Third is Victor Wembanyama. That's pretty impressive for the rookie, Dylan Harper, to be leading the entire NBA in fourth quarter field goal percentage.
Dylan Harper is certainly making a name for himself this postseason. And not just in San Antonio, because, I mean, we've seen him develop. But the Spurs did have a lot of national TV games this year, but it's always been focused on Wemby. But I do think the other night without Wemby, players like a Dylan Harper, players like a Steph Castle really showing up more for the semi-casual NBA fan that's tuning in and watching the playoffs. Even my mother the other night was like, well, who's that guy with the hair? And I was like, who are you talking about? Oh, Steph Castle, right? Because she knows Vic, and that's it. And hearing her try to say Wemby's name is comical. But I do think some of these guys, but Dylan Harper has proven to be, one, hell of a draft pick, because there was some debate whether they would go with a guard, right?
Yep.
You know, some of us weren't sure if we even needed him. Let's get something that we needed, not something that we wanted. But you go best player available, and Brian Wright and the crew certainly did that. And my goodness, I mean, the fact that he's still on the bench is a bit of a surprise, because could you imagine what he would do if he got starter minutes?
Well, yeah, I mean, you never know. And again, he's playing in the fourth quarter, which is all that really matters, right?
Yep.
And he's making the most of it to lead the entire league. And there's some big names there, including his own teammate Victor Wembanyama. Yep. Now, granted, Victor didn't play in Game 4 in the fourth quarter, so maybe makes a little bit of a difference. But still, there's a lot of big names on that list that Dylan Harper's ahead of. So.
Absolutely. Spurs aren't going to change who they are, but Justin Guerrero just tweeted me a photo.
Yeah.
Of Wemby with the Edgar cut and a gold chain with his elbow up in Nas Reed's face.
Having a lot of fun with that, and that's good. That's good.
You know, they all showed up in those suits. Wouldn't it be kind of fun if they showed up with Edgar cuts? Yeah, even if they were wigs, just to. You know, really kind of. I think it'd be funny.
No,
it would be funny as
hell.
They
look like a bunch of moes, like a bunch of goofballs. No,
isn't that the point?
I don't want to see that.
It's funny.
It's not funny.
It's funny.
It's dumb. Look, they need tough guys,
and then go honking down on
tough guys.
Southwest Military after.
I don't know, man. I saw that the other night after Game 3, and there were a lot of fights and stuff down there.
Are you? So you're not going to go tonight?
No. I no. Well, although tonight would be a pretty good night to go, I would think.
Well, you think it's going to be calmer because it's Tuesday?
Well, no, but it's an earlier game. You know, I mean,
that's it. It starts at 7.
Well, exactly.
Ryan could still be in bed by midnight.
Yeah, we're going to talk some more Spurs. If you got a phone line like Ray does, stay there, Ray. We'll get to your phone call. Don't go anywhere. I've got some bad news.
What?
For all you Deuce Vaughn fans.
What?
The Denver Broncos have cut him.
What?
Yeah, sorry.
He is gadget juice.
Hang on. Can we get breaking news again? Apparently, Deuce Vaughn had a job with the Denver Broncos. Breaking news.
A job?
Had.
He had one.
I said had.
Yes.
Had. I didn't know he got cut. I forgot that he signed there.
Oh.
And I'm guessing most people here didn't realize.
Well, probably not, but I remember he signed with the Denver Broncos, and now he's no longer a Denver Broncos. The question is, will somebody pick him up? He's a gadget guy. Everybody can use a gadget guy.
Bring him home, Jerry.
Stop.
Yeah, maybe Minix can take a picture with him
GM
at the training camp, right?
Well, I mean, you ruined it last time.
Stop it.
Dude, I just called him what he is. He's a gadget guy. That's all he is. And I was afraid for the young man that he was going to get killed.
So you don't think the Spurs should sign him?
Well, no, he's not tall enough.
Take out somebody's knee. You're right there at that level.
He's not tall enough, man. Oh, my goodness. More Spurs
Spud
talk.
Webb would like a word.
Big game tonight. Game 5, obviously, between the Spurs and the Timberwolves. We're talking about it. We continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, I want to tell you about something that I just love. Every now and then you get something in your house that you just know you made the right call. I certainly did on my Kinetico quality water softener. That's for sure. This thing is outstanding. And I've told you before, if you've listened to the show for a while, that I was skeptical. I didn't think it would be any better than any other water softener that I've ever had. But I tell you what, it didn't take me long to figure out that it is head and shoulders better than anything else I have ever had. It is just outstanding. Whether it's the clothes coming out of the washing machine, dishes out of the dishwasher, you out of the shower, you all feel better, and it's because of that Kinetico quality water softener. And right now, they got a great deal going on. They really do. This is impressive, and I love this thing, my reverse osmosis drinking station that they will give you when you purchase a Kinetico quality water softener. This thing is outstanding. I'm going to put it right there at your kitchen sink. They've even got all kinds of different styles that will match what you already have in your kitchen. So it's not going to stand out like a sore thumb. It looks like it's just part of the house. But what it does, you don't have to buy bottled water anymore. Those days will be over. You don't have to lug those things in from the grocery store, all the plastic bottles all over the place. All you have to do is get a glass, turn on the water. There you go. Bam. Bottled water right there at your kitchen sink. It is a fantastic product, no doubt. And they've still got the 0% interest for 12 months going on right now, so a little free money for a year. That's a pretty good deal. You don't want to wait. Take care of this. Treat yourself, treat your family, and take care of your house all at the same time. Call Kinetico, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can get them online at KineticoSA.com. And you know the jingle, sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Kinetico.
Hi, I am Officer Sarai Walton with the San Antonio Police Department. SAPD is always hiring, and you can apply online if you think you have what it takes to become part of the SAPD family. Submit your application at sapdcareers.com. Once you submit your application, you will be contacted to begin the process. The San Antonio Police Department is always hiring. Start your journey to a rewarding career by applying online at sapdcareers.com. That is sapdcareers.com.
I need a little range, step to the range, come on, meet me at the range.
Introducing the new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club Sandwich. With that juicy Chick-fil-A chicken on a buttermilk ranch bun, jalapeno ranch sauce, and pickled jalapenos, it's a little ranch with a lot of kick. The new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club with original spicy or grilled filet. Available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
The NBA playoffs are finally here, and where are you going to get on the action? Underdog Fantasy. Of course, that is the place to play. Playing on Underdog is so easy. You pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on their stats. Points, rebounds, assists, you name it. Whatever it is, if your player does the right thing, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. This week on Underdog, I'm looking at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the Thunder. This is a guy who's done it in the playoffs before. I expect him to keep it rolling this season. And of course, it's always fun to bet on Wemby higher on his blocks. That's been money in the bank. Download the app today, use the promo code Alamo, score $50 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code Alamo. Underdog. Make picks and win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms_DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-MY-RESET or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Got a buddy who thinks he knows baseball? Perfect. On Rangers game days, prove it with the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger you think will launch it out of here. He hits one, you and a friend are headed to a Rangers game. He hits two. Now, you've got tickets and hotel. Yeah, you're making a night of it, and your buddy's buying the first round. Wake up with the Morning Huddle. Call your shot and win the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers.
I'm getting excited, man. We're about 2.5 hours away from tip-off inside the Frost Bank Center. Tonight's big Game 5, Spurs and Timberwolves. And, I mean, you can't underestimate how huge this game is. Game 5 winners typically go on to win a 7-game series. It is just, I mean, the odds are just with you. And you lose it, well, you're in trouble and you got to battle back tough. But this game is absolutely enormous.
Well, and again, I mean, you look at the numbers of Game 5, and quite frankly, it's league-wide NBA teams. Game 5 series tied 2-2. 82% of the time, the Game 5 winner goes on and win. The Spurs, by the way, 10-1 all time in such situations, and according to Dan Weiss, since 1984, Spurs are 11-8 in a best-of-7 series when tied 2-2, 9-4 when Game 5 is at home. 8 of their 9 series wins when Game 5 is at home. They've gone on to win the series in 6 games.
Wow. Well, I mean, it's on their side, so that's the odds. They should win tonight, right? I mean, I don't see a scenario unless somebody does something stupid again that they lose this game.
Well, I mean, the series is tied 2-2. It is what it is. That is a fact. But I think it's also a fact that the Spurs played like crap in Game 1. Wemby and De'Aaron Fox, especially offensively, they were awful. And the Spurs had the lead in the fourth quarter, and they had a chance to win the game at the buzzer. As poorly as they played, they should have won that game. Game 4, without Wemby for the majority of the game. They had an 8-point lead in the fourth quarter, and they lost that game. The Spurs have been the better team in this series, yet it is tied 2-2. They are playing with fire. So the focus that they have to have tonight can't be on retaliation, can't be on the officials. It's got to be on what the Spurs are doing, and damn it, knock down your three-point shots. And if they're not going, maybe don't take as many, Wemby. I think it really is that simple tonight. The focus that they have to have can't be on all this other outside noise that we've been talking about. It has to be on the game itself and the game plan and kind of fight through however the refs are going to call it. What kind of retaliation? Who's going to be the enforcer guy? Because if the Spurs lose this game tonight, Game 6 Friday night in Minnesota, the confidence level that Minnesota is going to have is going to be sky high to try to close this thing out at home, and otherwise you're looking at a Game 7 on Sunday.
And anything can happen in a Game 7. We know that. Look, again, and you're exactly right. This Spurs team is more talented. They should win this thing. And you know, the examples you mentioned, yes, that's all true. However, we sit here at 2-2. And so, look, the Timberwolves can win this game. They absolutely can win this game. And so you're right. The Spurs got to come in focused and not worry about what happened in Game 4 and go out there and do what they do. I don't know if Wemby's going to be mad. Is he pissed off? Is he determined, just motivated to get back out there and do what he does? Because the best revenge for Victor Wembanyama, if that's what we're calling it and that's what he's doing, is to go out there and score about 35 and the Spurs to win this thing going away.
Well, that's the poll question today on our YouTube page, sasportstar.com, and click on through to YouTube, or if you're on YouTube, just search out the radio station. What do you expect tonight? Minnesota retaliation, free throw fest with refs calling everything. Wemby goes for 35-plus, or Minnesota wins. Wemby going for 35-plus. Leads the way right now with 58% of the vote. Go vote in the poll, and we'll tally it up at the end. I'm surprised right now. 10% Minnesota wins, 10% also with retaliation. Only 22% are expecting the free throw fest. What do you guys think? Let's go to the phones. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Ray, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Nothing much. Really appreciate you guys taking my call. Love the show. Listen to it every day.
Appreciate you.
I think it's going to be a free throw fest. I just feel like with the Spurs being at home tonight, Wemby sending the message that he did, and Coach speaking up for him in the post game, I just feel like the whistles are going to be a little tight tonight. This is definitely it for the series, man. Whoever wins tonight, I feel like is going to win the series. And just to chime in on what y'all were saying on Dylan Harper, man, is he fun to watch. I think it's only a matter of time before he takes over the starting position. I can't remember the last rookie who played impactful minutes on a championship team like this. But appreciate you guys taking my call. Love the show. Keep up the great work.
Appreciate you, Ray. He's right with Dylan Harper. I mean, the guy's he's just kind of taken over, and he's so talented. And the moves that he can make, so athletic. He just, some of those moves, the Timberwolf defenders are just, the shoes fall off.
Yep.
I mean, it's true, and it's just been a lot of fun to watch. Really like watching Dylan Harper play. And look, the Spurs' future is bright. And they go on to win a championship this year. We're talking about another dynasty, I think, because as young as this team is, and you keep adding veteran pieces around it, the way that the Spurs have done, I think a big fella to back up Wemby is going to be the biggest need in the offseason as far as I'm concerned. No offense to Luke Cornett, but maybe they can do a little bit better. But again, I think the future is so bright regardless of what happens in this series or the next.
Well, and again, I think the dynasty is certainly in the making from that perspective, and they are ahead of schedule. I truly believe the Spurs did not think they would be here, or maybe they make a move at the trade deadline. When they didn't, that kind of signaled that they were good with this year because they don't skip steps. But I think we all know they are ahead of schedule. And reservations in the Western Conference Finals, are they going to make it? And tonight I think will go a long way to it. And I do think you will see a pissed-off Wemby tonight. Devin Vassell said at practice today they need an upset Vic.
He's ready to go. I'm going to tell you that. I know he was upset not being able to play that game, so I know he's going to be ready to go. And that's what we need. We need an upset Vic who's ready to go and attack the game for sure.
Mm-hmm. An upset Vic, or how about a focused Vic, or how about just a Vic? Either way, I think the Spurs are in pretty good shape.
Well, what does upset Vic look like, according to Devin Vassell?
We've seen it before. We've seen when Vic gets upset. We just needed him to calm his emotions, make sure that he doesn't let his emotions take over, because at the end of the day, like I said, he can't get any flagrants or can't get anything like that. So Vic knows what he got to do, and he'll be ready.
You know, and you hear that, and then you think about Channel 5 capturing the video, and credit the people at Ken's 5. They're the only ones that I've seen with this video. When that plane lands from Minnesota, Greg Popovich is at the airport, his car on the tarmac, and there is a short video clip of him talking with Victor at the airport. Now, I saw that video. My first thought was, man, I remember when I would sneak home late and my parents would be up and you were in trouble. Like, they're waiting for you. Like, but you understand a great coach, and one of the great things about Pop throughout his years is his ability to connect with the players on an individual level. He understood, and still does for that matter, what makes every guy tick. And you got to coach him and talk to him all a little bit differently. You know, the tough love, the honesty is always going to be there, but he understands what makes people tick. And Wemby lost his cool the other night. And you just heard Devin, man. He you know, when he's pissed, that's one thing, but you got to keep those emotions in check. And you got to believe, and we'll never know because they'll never tell us, what that conversation was like. But Tom Orsborn has a great article in the Express News that got published in the last hour from some of the things Devin talked about today at Shoot-Around, where those clips came from. And one of it was, this whole article is about Pop's influence and his availability for these players, both individually and in film session. And Devin's been around long enough. He didn't spill any beans. There's no secrets there. But every one of these guys has the ability to go sit and pick the brain of one of the greatest coaches, if not the greatest coach of all time. And that knowledge is available to him. And Devin even talks about in this article that Orsborn wrote about everybody's relationship with Pop is a little bit different. Some of the guys that have been here a long time versus some of the newer guys. But Pop is rarely alone at these practices that he's at every day, like today at Shoot-Around. And, you know, you see the guys going over and getting the words of wisdom. And Devin said he's always honest. Play more physical, but he tells you the truth. Nothing gets sugar-coated from Greg Popovich. And you wonder, hearing that, reading that article, and then seeing Pop at the airport, Pop's knowing that he needed to be there and greet him at the airport, not wait for practice, not call him later, not go tuck him in the bed, or as he used to bring Tim Duncan carrot cake, whatever it is. He understands how to push the buttons of his players, and he met Vic at the airport.
We'll see what it translates into tonight in Game 5. I know Manu Ginobili was at Shoot-Around today, and I'm sure, you know, the players have been able to pick his brain on things. And I tell you what a luxury it is to have Greg Popovich, a Manu Ginobili, a Tim Duncan, at practice a lot of the time, that you can pick these guys' brains about the playoffs. I mean, the experience that they have and the battles that they've been through and the things that they've seen is just, it's incredible. And so it is a luxury for these young players to be able to have these guys to lean on and just get a little advice from. And I guarantee you they appreciate it, and it's helpful. I mean, we've seen this team grow. Not many teams have guys like Manu and Tim and Pop hanging around their practices and shoot-arounds. I mean, you just don't see that. But you see it here in San Antonio, and it makes a difference.
It's going to be a fun game tonight. Your thoughts on tonight's pivotal Game 5. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Back to the phones. And Josh, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Truck driver here as well. I listen to you guys all the time. Thank you.
Nice.
There you go.
I'm going to say that Wemby goes over the 35 points, the question you have on your poll. And you heard it here first. He's going to hit at least 5 of his threes tonight.
Whoa!
Hitting 5 threes. Ryan Eagle doesn't want him taking 5 threes.
Well, no, that's a big. I really don't want him taking that many. He hasn't shot the 3-ball well, but maybe he's due.
Course.
Maybe he's due, Josh. Maybe
Of course.
that's the thing. And we'll see that when he takes the first one. If it goes down, keep shooting.
That's it. Appreciate the phone call, man. Be safe out there on the roads.
Thank you, Josh.
Got to make that a deal with the truck. Anytime a truck driver calls in, they got to start the call honking that horn.
Dude, I appreciate all the truck drivers we have listening.
Absolutely.
It's great, man. Appreciate y'all.
I mean, when you do afternoon drive radio the way Ryan Eagle and I do, we are the 2 guys. Well, let's throw Pledge in there. We are 3 people that, like you guys, stuck in crappy traffic. And we try to entertain you while you're stuck in traffic. We like traffic.
We do,
Unless we happen to be off. Then we're bitching about it, too.
Yeah, we don't like traffic.
Absolutely.
Then.
Robert, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
I believe Wembenyama's going to have a wonderful night tonight, and one of the reasons is that he's gotten that extra rest. He only played a little bit of one quarter of the last game, so his rest now, he's going to be ready to go.
I think he had 12 minutes total in that game. Yeah, and you make a good point, Robert. He will be fresh, that's for sure. I think he's going to be motivated and determined. I'm anxious to see what Minnesota does. Do they back off at all? Do they continue the physical play that they've been doing the entire series? I kind of think they will, just because I don't think they have any other choice. By the way, I'm looking at video from shoot-around that has been tweeted out. Let's see, from Michael C. Wright. Dylan Harper on the floor, walking around. Looks like he's doing okay, maybe a little gimpy, but he is going through his pregame routine, which has to be a good sign. I'll be shocked if Harper or Fox miss tonight's game.
Again, it's playoff time. We're in May. February, November, maybe you miss. Playoff time, you play. Especially Fox. Now, granted, you can understand, like I was surprised when Fox showed up because he got hurt, left, came back, and he played well. But you know how it goes. You take your shoe off afterwards, the adrenaline is gone, shoe comes off, swelling comes up. You know how that works.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a fun game, that is for sure. I know a lot of interest in this game, a lot of excitement among Spurs fans, and rightly so, because this is such a huge game tonight. Spurs can really start to put their foot on the neck of the Minnesota Timberwolves, although it will be tough to go up to Minnesota and win, but they've done it before. So, big game tonight, though. Let's take care of this one before we start thinking about Game 6 and get it done. If you've got any more comments, you certainly know how to do that. You can go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. sasportstar.com is the best way to get there. You can call us at 656-3776, 656-ESPN, or you can get me on Twitter at Joe Reinagle 210, Jason at Jason Minix. We'll return here on the Blitz. Spurs basketball. Right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're having any issues at your house with your plumbing, your AC, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899 is the phone number, 651-5899. They are experts at worst-case scenarios, emergency situations. They're great at that. They also can help prevent some of those emergencies with their great maintenance programs. And if things that you are trying to maybe not even sure is your AC unit, like if your house doesn't smell right, that could actually be your AC unit. Apparently, it's a problem with a lot of you, which is why at Quartermoon they created the Breathe Easy package, where they will help kick some of that funk out of your system. They'll give you a deep clean on your blower motor, blower wheel, and your AC housing. Clean the coil, disinfect the inside of your AC cabinet. Then they put in a UV light to zap bacteria and other stuff that could be in that unit. You're going to get cleaner air, a fresher home, and an AC system that smells like it should. So call them if your house is smelling a little bit off. Breathe Easy package. Ask for it when you call Quartermoon at 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney, an attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Move over, Chips. There's a new crunchier MVP in the snack aisle. Enter pork rinds. Southern recipe pork rinds are low-carb, gluten-free, and packed with protein to keep you going. And the flavors, big, bold, crunchy. From sweet barbecue to hot honey, every bite brings that flavor-packed crunch you crave. Grab your favorites today at H-E-B or online at porkrinds.com. Southern recipe pork rinds are your snack time, crunch time hero.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by SHAP.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a super fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. But wait, there's more. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be switching to an American wireless company that's committed to keeping 100% of its customer service in this country. I appreciate that. In fact, that's why I switched. I also appreciate the way they support our vets and our skilled workforce. Dial pound 250, say micro, and get unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. That's pound 250 micro. Stop paying twice what you need to pay for the service you want and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Getting close to tip-off of Game 5 inside the Frost Bank Center. It is set for 7 o'clock. Minnesota and San Antonio. It's going to be televised on NBC and Peacock. We mentioned De'Aaron Fox and Dylan Harper, both listed as questionable. The Thunder just sitting around waiting for the winner of the Spurs Timberwolves series. They finished off the Lakers last night. And the Rangers right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, 6:30.
Sports Center brought to you by SAPDcareers.com. The San Antonio Police Department is always hiring.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
We're about 2 hours away from tip-off inside the Frost Bank Center and a key Game 5 in the series between the Spurs and the Timberwolves. They are all knotted at 2 games apiece. This is the Blitz. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix, and starting to get excited about it.
That definitely was starting to. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Yes,
I see
sir.
Michael C. Wright on the floor right now doing a pregame hit on ESPN television, trying to see who's behind him. I can't tell. Is really Dylan Harper and De'Aaron Fox are the 2 guys I want to see that are working out. I know there's plenty of video from shoot around earlier this morning, but what is it? You know, it's the pregame workout. Although, honestly, now it won't happen for me tonight because the game starts at 7. But the other night for Game 1 with that 8:30 start, you know, we get off work at 6, and I get down there and I see Anthony Edwards going through his pregame workout. And I'm watching it with everybody else, but he didn't do anything like anything explosive or jumping or or whatever the case may be, in the sense of, was he going to go or was he not going to go? He was shooting the basketball, but it's not, sometimes in those pregame drills, you see them really exerting. And what was that Wemby had to do, the exertion drill or whatever?
Yes.
Ant didn't do much of that while we were able to watch. My guess is that was probably done in a room where nobody was watching except for those that need to watch.
Well, and remember, he played like 24 minutes in both games, 1 and 2 each. Dylan Harper on the floor. Michael C. Wright sent out the video a few minutes ago. Both Dylan Harper and Fox out there looking. I'm honestly, Harper. Michael C. Wright writes he looks good to me.
Well, Dr. Wright, you're in.
But as he walks off the floor, and sincerely, and you can go watch this video for yourself and tell me if I'm crazy, Harper looks a little gimpy on that knee, and that's concerning to me. Now, maybe I'm just looking at it in a different way or a bad angle. I'm not sure, but if you see that, and Jason, you take a look at it too.
I am. I'm looking at it.
He looks a little gimpy as he's walking to the sideline. Am I exaggerating, or what do you think?
I'm going to go with what Michael C. Wright tweeted. Dylan Harper looks good to me.
Well, of course you are. You don't see a little limp there.
I mean, it's just being so casual.
All right.
I mean, it's not an exaggerated limp. I haven't studied the way Dylan Harper typically just, walks around the court. But, yeah, he ain't 100%, but who is at this point? Now,
nobody.
If you look at, and I know I saw some video earlier from Mary Rominger from KSAT 12, where that limp looked a little bit more noticeable. That was this morning. So, and even then, he's just walking like he's a cool dude, man.
Well, we'll find out, and I hope he's okay. I really do. I want him to be okay. I want him to play, and the Spurs need him to play.
It's gamesmanship.
Well, I'm sure he's been
limp around out there and make him think you can't go.
He's been going through treatment all day long, and well, probably since the end of Game 4. So, again, you're right when you say everybody that there's something wrong with everybody right now.
Yep.
Nobody is 100%, and so he's going to go. I think Fox will go too. I really do. I just can't see them missing tonight's game.
The idea of tonight's game and what you expect, that is our poll question today on YouTube, sasportstar.com, and click on through. Minnesota retaliation right now is at 10%. Minnesota wins is at 10%. Free throw fest, refs are going to call everything tonight, is at 22%. Or Wemby goes off for 35+. That is at 58%.
We need to keep this and see what happens. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
We will, because, again, you think about tonight's game and the retaliation part of it. I think there are a lot of NBA veterans, some of those old retired guys, might be a little disappointed if they don't see some retaliation tonight. Maybe a lot of current NBA players that are currently in Cancun would be a little pissed off if they don't see some retaliation tonight, just based on what Draymond Green said on his podcast yesterday.
The shot of the night was Wemby's elbow shot on Naz Reid's neck. Got a flagrant 2, ejected from the game. We found out this morning Wemby won't be suspended, will not be fined, and that life just goes on. And then I saw Mitch Johnson's press conference. I was like, whoa. He took matters in his own hand, and if the referees ain't going to call it, I'm happy he did. But there's intent, guys. I'm not one to ever want to see guys get suspended because I think that is whack. But Jaden McDaniels and Joker just got fined for much less. I would say to the Minnesota Timberwolves, hey, guys, this is fair game. There's no suspension. There's no fines. This is fair game. Coming out there tomorrow night and doing it to Wemby. Who's going to elbow him in the face? That's what I would be saying. You got to get your get back. If nobody's coming back at those guys, going back at Wemby, you lose the war. Because what he just did was set a tone. And you either go full force at it or you get rolled over.
And nobody going to elbow Wemby because you can't reach him. Maybe Rudy Gobert would be the only guy that I could see that would be able to do that, and soft Rudy, I don't think will do that. Unless he bends over and lets one of the other guys whack him across the face, then it ain't going to happen.
Glad you said face.
Yes. So, look, and I've said it, Minnesota's going to play physical. They're going to. That's all they have. They're not going to change their stripes. They're just not. I think they will test the officials early, see what they're going to call, what they're going to let them get away with, and we'll go from there.
The idea, though, is I see it like Tom Guerrero, retaliation won't happen. I say even Kendrick Perkins this morning on Get Up. I mean, Wemby didn't get suspended, man. All bets are off.
It should. It's going to be a level of aggression, right? I mean, I think it's going to be a level of physicality, but I'm 1,000% in with what Draymond said. Victor Wembanyama should have been suspended for tonight's game. Like, real talk. As a guy that led the league in technical fouls, a guy that was suspended, you saw the video that I showed you yesterday on First Take?
Yes.
I got suspended for a slight headbutt. This man looked him in the eyes and lined him up and threw a malicious elbow, a vicious elbow. And you know what it set for the rest of the league? You know what Adam Silver and the NBA said to the rest of the league? We prioritize stardom and views over the health of our players. Because Draymond is right. If that was the other way around and Nas Reed would have took out Wemby, he would have been suspended for the day. You cannot do that. It's about protecting the brand, not the names on the back of the jersey. And that's what that call was about when it came down to Wemby not being suspended.
You know, and I don't usually agree with Kendrick Perkins. In fact, he's a flip-flopper, and he went from San Antonio to Minnesota, and that's probably one reason why he's pissed off. But I have to, in some way, agree with him that if had this been Nas Reed doing this to Wemby, I don't think Nas Reed would be on the floor tonight.
No.
And you can say if Castle did it to, I don't know, Anthony Edwards, I don't think Castle would be on the floor tonight. But because that's Victor Wembanyama, because he is a draw, I think that was a big part of what went into that decision.
The idea, and I do agree with Perkins, if that was the other way around, Nas Reed would have been suspended. But I do think a lot of things can be true at the same time. That this elbow came so early in the game that he maybe technically already served that suspension, and he has no history, right? Perkins talked about, but like he's celebrating, like you should have a jersey patch. He led the league in technicals, right? All right, cool. You have a history. Your resume is going to impact decision-making. Wemby doesn't have anything negative on his resume until now. So maybe that's part of why he didn't get suspended. But I think you and I were both surprised yesterday when there weren't any further disciplinary actions, whether it be suspension and or fine and or both. Our conversation at lunch yesterday before the news broke that he wouldn't get suspended is, do you think he would? Well, he kind of already did. Maybe not. He hadn't done anything. But a fine for sure, and nothing additional from that. I think the Spurs dodged a major bullet there that not only did he lose the Game 4, that he is available for tonight's Game 5.
Again, I think you want Wemby on the floor. This is a primetime game on NBC tonight. The entire country's watching. There's no other basketball tonight. I think you're naive if you think that didn't have something to do with the decision by the NBA. I honestly do. Now, I said before I didn't think he would get fined or suspended, but I thought he would get fined, and that surprised me. I'm happy he didn't get suspended. I want to see these teams go at each other at full strength and nobody out. But I just think you're naive if you think that did not have something to do with that. And if you're NBC and you've got the Western Conference Finals, which I'm assuming they do, I don't know that for a fact, but I'm assuming they do, who would you rather see in that Western Conference Finals? San Antonio and OKC or OKC and Minnesota? I think the answer is obvious.
I mean, it is, although it's all three small markets, but so now you got to go star power. Although
but it's
Wemby
and SGA.
And Anthony Edwards has some star power. But I'm with you. Your druthers are going to be San Antonio and OKC, which is looking like something that we might have for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Western Conference domination.
Yeah, well, I think so too, because both teams young, both teams, are good, very good. And yeah, I think you could see that rivalry heat up as the years go on, and they battle for the Western Conference year in and year out. We'll continue to talk Spurs basketball. We'll certainly do it coming up here at about 5:35. Game night San Antonio brought to you by Vision Source. That is coming up here in just a few minutes, but it is all about the Spurs right now and the Timberwolves and Game 5 and all that goes with all of that. So if you've got something to say, Eric, I see you on the phone lines there. Stay tuned or stay on the phone lines. We'll get to your phone call. And anybody else that wants to call in, 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Feel free to do so. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Before we go, though, I want to introduce you to one of our newest sponsors. It's Window Nation. Window Nation, they have come on board, and I tell you what really impressed me is when they came on board, they came here to the station, and they gave us a presentation about just how their windows work and how great they keep the outside outside and the inside inside. And it is just amazing how quality windows do that. Look, if you have a high electric bill in the summertime here in San Antonio, a big reason for that might be because all your air conditioning is getting to the outside and not staying in your house, making your air conditioner work that much harder. Brand new windows from Window Nation can solve that, and right now is the perfect time to get that done. They got a sale going on right now. It's buy 4, get 4 free. Now, just imagine this, replacing all of your windows and getting half of them for free. Plus, you could even get them with no money down, no monthly payments, or interest for 2 years. That is one heck of a deal. It doesn't come around very often, and I tell you what, you need to take advantage of this. Look, Window Nation builds their windows so well that they back them with a lifetime guarantee. A lifetime guarantee at Window Nation. Plus, they're rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Get it taken care of and save big at the same time with Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now. It's not going to last that long. It's just too good of a deal. Here's what you need to do. You go to windownation.com. That's windownation.com to book your consultation.
All right, step up. If you really know the Rangers, this is your game on Rangers Game Day. Make your call in the morning huddles, Ranger Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger who takes one deep. He hits one, you're in. Ranger tickets. He hits two. Now we're talking tickets and a hotel stay. Big swings, big rewards. Wake up with the morning huddle and cash in with the morning huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers.
Missions fans, celebrate Tuesdays for the Cultura at Wolf Stadium with AARP $2 Tuesdays. Presented by San Antonio Sports Star. $2 tickets, beer, hot dogs, and more every Tuesday home game. Get your tickets at samissions.com.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio and have been practicing law here since 1994. And in the past 30-plus years, I've helped hundreds of San Antonians injured by negligent drivers. If you've been injured in a car or truck collision, call me, 210-900-0400. I did want to let you know of a very disturbing trend I've seen that you really need to be aware of. If an attorney or someone acting on that attorney's behalf calls you after a traffic collision, with very limited exceptions, that is called barratry or solicitation. It's a crime and is unethical under our state bar rules. Do not answer these phone calls. Do not hire an unethical attorney. Neither I nor anyone in my firm will ever call you after a traffic collision. If you need my help, and if you've been injured in a traffic collision, I think you do, you'll need to call me. My name is Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
There was only one Richard Simmons.
It's sweating time!
Megastar, adored by millions. Then, one day, he disappeared for a decade.
Where in the world is Richard Simmons?
Now, his closest family and friends speak out for the first time to Diane Sawyer.
He had to be in a lot of pain. He had to be in a lot of pain.
And what does Richard's live-in housekeeper, the last person to see him alive, now say happened behind closed doors?
This is the first time I'm talking about this.
The Mystery of Richard Simmons, a Diane Sawyer special, premieres tonight on ABC and stream on Disney Plus and Hulu.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic, plus get a $300 instant gift. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. Money is on the line. Always say hello with Quo. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Jason, Tom Orsborn has tweeted out that Game 6 will be Friday night at 8:30. Tip-off at 8:30 in Minnesota. The NBA has announced that, according to Tom Orsborn with the San Antonio Express News. So
on Prime.
Yes, on Prime. So while we're waiting for tonight's Game 5, we know there will be a Game 6 regardless of tonight's outcome. So there you go.
Mm-hmm. You know, that's great, though. I mean, get over to the Brew Pub early, get dinner.
Yeah.
Stick around and watch the game.
Yeah.
Friday night tradition.
There you go.
Nothing wrong with that.
Not at all. Not at all.
Friday at 8:30.
What's wrong with 8:30 on a Friday night? It's good.
Nothing.
Dude, I had to get up and catch a 5 a.m. flight on Saturday morning.
Well,
after partying with you guys.
You left at halftime.
I had to.
Oh, you didn't have to.
I had to leave at halftime.
You were going to be miserable either way. That's
well,
what we
either way.
told you.
Well, there's the problem. Now, it's a lack of sleep and hangover, or just a lack of sleep?
If you keep drinking, you don't get a hangover.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
thanks.
the shots didn't really start till the second half.
Well,
so
thank God I left before that happened.
Matt Roy.
Yeah, I'm glad that I left before that happened. It was good hanging out there with you guys, Pledge and Matt Roy and his wife and John Robbins. Yeah, how did I forget about John Robbins?
Other people?
Yeah, other people. Lots of people. It was fun. So, again, Friday night, 8:30, that is Game 6. I switch gears for – I just saw a tweet. The most expensive rosters in college football.
Oh, good Lord.
The Texas Longhorns at $48 million.
Okay. Are you surprised? They're the richest school. They have the biggest athletic budget.
Well, maybe they should win.
Well, I think they're going to this year.
Well, we'll see. I mean, you say that every year. They're like the Dallas Cowboys.
Stop.
It's like this is our year. That's exactly right. Miami is second at $44 million. Ohio State, LSU, Oregon, Notre Dame, Texas A&M is number 7. This is weird. Texas Tech is number 10.
Cody Campbell.
So I'm really surprised that Texas Tech is down the line that far at number 10. So I just saw that and wanted to share that with you. But
you want to hear something else that's kind of crazy? A
Sure.
number that might blow you away?
Let's hear it.
You're a fan of Jersey Mike's subs?
Yes.
Yeah, I am too.
Yes.
They're moving their international headquarters in New Jersey.
Okay.
To a 70,000 square foot compound. Right?
All right.
And reading this article, they've got another one that's a couple 100,000, but they need more space. They're valued at $12 billion.
Jersey Mike's.
Would you have thought that Jersey Mike's would be worth $12 billion?
Well, yeah, they
And is
hired
in
Eli Manning
need
and
of a 70 Danny DeVito,
Danny
a
DeVito.
70,000 square foot headquarters.
Doesn't Danny DeVito play quarterback for somebody?
No.
It's Tommy DeVito.
Oh, his son or cousin or what?
Tommy Cutlets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Dude, $12 billion?
That's incredible, isn't it? Well, it's a damn good sandwich.
Well, it is a good sandwich, but I mean, the problem is Subway taught me a long time ago that a foot long should be $5. And now, the 6 inch is like $7. Oh, well, Jersey Mike's is worth the money. Get your mind out of the gutter.
6 inches is only $7? Damn.
It's almost $1 an inch.
Can they do that in a day? I didn't know that was available.
Sandwich man.
Oh, sandwich. Okay, got you.
Joe wants a loyalty card.
Yeah. No kidding.
How many punches do I need?
Haven't been to Jersey Mike's in a minute. That might be lunch tomorrow. Possible.
I'll send you the order.
All right. You can do that.
You know mine.
I know yours. I think. No onions. That's it, right? Yeah.
Mike's way.
I'm being told they have 3,000 locations. So, yeah, they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
They're all doing well. The sandwich business.
How about that? Well,
it's a good sandwich.
It's a damn good sandwich.
Them and Lenny's are exactly the same.
They're not.
They're exactly the same.
Dude, they're not the same.
They're the same.
No, they're not. They're completely different.
They're the same.
I don't like Lenny's.
You don't like Lenny's?
No. The difference is Mike's way. And that makes all the difference. Lenny's doesn't have Lenny's way.
Well, can't you do Mike's way at Lenny's?
No, you can't because they're not the same.
What is Mike's way?
Mike's way is vinegar and red something.
Yeah, it's delicious.
You really can't get that at Lenny's? They don't have vinegar at Lenny's?
Nope. They don't.
I bet they do.
No, they don't.
They won't do it Lenny's way.
It doesn't matter.
Well, get it Joe's way.
They're
Who
not
the
the
hell
same
cares?
way. Well, that is Joe's way. Same as Mike's way.
Mike and Lenny used to be partners, did they not?
Well, Mike and Joe are now, and so we get it Mike and Joe's way.
Really? You got a message for us? Who's got a message?
Who's got a message?
Who's got a message?
Apparently, there's a bad wreck on Evans.
There's a bad wreck on Evans.
Oh, wow.
Flipped car.
Who?
A flip
car blocking both lanes.
Holy cow. Well, be careful if you're out there.
Absolutely.
Keep it locked in.
A lot of
Not
people
some high school kid that's celebrating their senioritis. I know that's going around with graduations and senior stuff. Hopefully it's nothing negative there. Let's get back to sandwich talk. Yeah, Jersey Mike's?
I'm hungry now.
Mike's way.
Mike's way.
Yeah. Some people don't like it. My wife doesn't like Mike's way. She gets it, how she wants it.
Well,
she wants it Joe's way?
Well,
no, she wants it Maggie's way.
Yeah,
Maggie's
exactly.
always right.
Yes, I agree with that.
But,
yes.
But Mike's and Lenny's are basically the same.
They're not the same. Not even close. Not even close, dude. It's been a while since
Have you had Chiba Hut yet?
No.
You need to try Chiba Hut.
Well, I mean, if you want to go get lunch at Chiba Hut tomorrow, that'd be great.
Well, I thought you were bringing Jersey Mike's.
Well, I mean, I haven't tried Chiba Hut. So I figure, we try something new.
Get it Chiba's way.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go to Chiba Hut.
The question is, are we going to be celebrating tomorrow?
Yes.
Or not? That was the rest of the story.
Oh, you were going somewhere with
I would
that?
say, are we going to be happy or not?
You know what you can't do today is take a Waymo.
Well, thank God, because I'm not doing that anyway. Good.
They've been suspended.
Yay.
Yay.
Yay. I'm never taking a Waymo. Ain't happening.
Ain't happening.
Nope.
David, bail us out, man. Talk some Spurs with us. What's up, man?
Hey, guys. This is really not concerning tonight's game or anything like that.
What the hell, man? Let's talk sandwiches.
I have a question about when they admit Vegas. It's really not a question, but when they admit Vegas and Seattle into the league and then they move two teams over to the East, I think if they move Minnesota to the East, Minnesota would dominate.
Why would they do that though? They're not in the East.
No, but when they do the expansion to put in Vegas and Seattle,
yep.
I think Minnesota could really do really well in the East. Not that I'm a fan, but I just think they could do really well in that. And that was just
David, you got way too much
for you guys.
Way too much time on your hands to be consumed with that at this point.
I think Oklahoma City's a little more east than Minnesota. Move OKC to the Eastern Conference. That would be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Well, I mean, then the East might be good.
Well, that's fine. You don't have to deal with OKC twice.
You don't think the Seattle Sonics should be in the Eastern Conference as an expansion team?
No.
Why?
They're going to be in the West.
I mean, that would make sense, but does it really matter?
Of course it does.
Why does it matter? Why are the Dallas Cowboys in the NFC East?
Well, who knows?
All right, honestly.
Well, I don't know. They've always been there.
They've always been there. But again, Philly, New York, Washington, and the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, the Cowboys should be in the NFC South.
They might win.
Well, they would win. What do you mean might? They would win.
I don't know. I don't know how they figure all this stuff out, but you got Vegas and Seattle
How is
coming
Oregon in the Big Ten? How is Texas State in the Pac-12?
Because
I don't think it matters anymore. So one of those two teams could actually end up in the Eastern Conference.
That would be ridiculous.
Well, it would be on a map, but they all fly private. It'd be fine.
That would be ridiculous.
I want to know what happened to Mr. I want to play all the toughest teams and get ready. You don't want the guys that are injured. Now he's like, get Oklahoma City to the East.
Yes. Yes. And does anybody disagree with me?
No.
Send them over. Hell, I don't want to deal with those guys.
Send them to the AL Central. What the hell?
Get them the hell out of here. Look, they're going to be good for a long time, just like the Spurs are. It's going to come down to those two, I think, year in and year out. And if you only have to face those guys in the NBA Finals, that would be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Look. Can you imagine OKC in the East or San Antonio in the East? They might go undefeated.
San Antonio was in the East.
I'm just saying they might go undefeated.
Went to the Eastern Conference Finals in 1979.
I get that. And wasn't that the Fat Lady Sings when they lost to Washington?
I think so. And wasn't it Mike Gale, who was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, happened to wear a Washington jersey because they lost his luggage?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was the series, though. San Antonio was up 3-1.
Dan Cook.
And everybody was saying the series was over, and Cook said that it ain't over till the Fat Lady Sings. And Washington came back, won 3 straight, and there you go. Cookie was right.
Yep, their coach said the Fat Lady Sings.
Yep, she did. So there you go. Interesting. Let's talk a little Spurs basketball because it is game night San Antonio, brought to you by Vision Source. We'll get you ready for the game. Final thoughts on what is happening in tonight's Game 5. You can join us, 656-3776, 656-ESPN, on Twitter, at Jason Minix. I'm at Joe Reinagle 210.
You sure?
What'd you say, Pledge? I'm
gonna do the giveaway.
I'm getting to that.
Oh, yeah, are you?
Yeah. Can
Today?
I finish? I mean, I got a job. I got a job to do here. We're early. Or you can go to YouTube. Jeez, who are you guys? Damn it. And we do have a 4-pack of tickets to give away to the Gunslingers Star Wars game, May the 16th, which would be what? Saturday.
4 o'clock.
Yeah. 4 o'clock at Freeman Coliseum. They're taking on the San Diego Strike Force. A family 4-pack to caller number
5.
All right, call 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Good luck, caller number 5. This is the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're always tired, no energy, no drive, time for you to go to Centergenics or Low T Center. 1 in 4 men has low testosterone. 80% of women experience hormonal imbalance. At Centergenics, you can book a free testosterone test and see if you qualify for TRT that's customized to your body by expert providers. New female patients, just pay your insurance copay or a $99 flat fee for a full hormone evaluation. And at Centergenics and Low T Center, you're dealing with the best. They've been highlighted for having the highest quality testosterone on the market. They only use pharmaceutical-grade testosterone, and every treatment tailored to you. At Centergenics and Low T Center, all their providers are board-certified, and they're experts in their field. Not some random chatbot or providers that you're never actually going to see. And not only with the TRT, they have a variety of peptides to help with weight loss, sleep, recovery, healing, muscle tone, even hair and skin quality. So put that spring back into your step. First thing you need to do is book that initial appointment. Easy to do. Go to the website, feelgreatlookgreat.com. Feelgreatlookgreat.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Coming up on the Morning Huddle, Game 5 will be in the books. Are the Spurs up in the series or backs against the wall?
Closing playoff games is tough, but we got other stuff to talk about, and maybe some sports too. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Healthy vision is about more than seeing clearly. It's about going beyond. From comprehensive eye care with the latest technology to advanced vision solutions that provide deep insights into your overall health. And with doctors who build lasting relationships founded on trust, ensuring that every detail is taken care of. I choose Vision Source to never miss out on life's precious moments. Vision Source, beyond your eyes.
Hi, this is Sarah at the Department of Rejected Dreams. If you had a dream rejected, IKEA can make it possible.
I've been dreaming of hosting a big dinner party, but I don't have enough plates.
Oh, that's easy.
Or bowls, or cups, or chairs.
So you need more everything. Well, IKEA has all your dining needs, from dinnerware and utensils to full dining sets.
Wow, everything but the kitchen sink.
Actually, we have those too. Get everything your dream kitchen needs at a price you didn't dream possible. In-store or online at ikea.us/dreamkitchen. Dream the possibilities.
We have meaningful basketball being played in San Antonio for the first time in years, and you know the Roof Hub has proven to be the best place to go watch the games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roof Hub, show up hungry. Open daily at 11, great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roof Hub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Morning Huddle.
See, you're talking like that little old lady at the Spurs game now. It's just not right. It's just not right.
Yeah, she's talking directly to me. How can I afford it?
Yeah, she was. And Vic is that little old lady. Vic's like, how do they afford it?
I know.
Outrageous.
I literally mow lawns on the weekends for extra money
to buy the ticket.
My favorite thing that Vic said was like, he was mowing his lawn and some dude came by and said, how much? And Vic was like, this is my house.
I live here. I live here.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, man, it has been one of those days, an exciting day as we get ready for a big Game 5 between the Spurs and the Timberwolves. Tip-off now in about an hour and a half from the Frost Bank Center. I am certainly looking forward to it. What do you think is going to happen today? We've got a poll up on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. What do you expect tonight? Minnesota retaliation, 11%. Free throw, why do I have a hard time saying that? Free throw fest, 22%. Wemby goes off for 35 plus. 58% say that. And, well, there's 9% of you out there, for whatever reason, say Minnesota wins. I'm Joe. He's Jason.
You got time to go vote in the poll. Let's talk about tonight's game. It's Game Night San Antonio.
This is Game Night San Antonio. Brought to you by Vision Source on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Every weekday game night, The Blitz with Jason and Joe get you inside and ready for tonight's game. From insiders to an in-depth preview of tonight's game, this is Game Night San Antonio. Brought to you by Vision Source. Beyond your eyes.
The all-important Game 5, Game Night San Antonio, brought to you by Vision Source. Go by and see Wood Vision Source. Dr. Wood over there on Bandera Road between Braun and Gilbo. Stone Oak Vision Source. Dr. Chandler Mann there at Stone Oak Parkway and Hardy Oak. We all know the numbers. Series tied 2-2. Game 5 winner wins the series 82% of the time. Spurs really good in Game 5s, especially at home. History is on their side, but tonight's game just has such a different feel leading up to it because of what happened in Game 4.
No doubt about it. Mitch Johnson was just on the podium at the Frost Bank Center, asked about De'Aaron Fox and Dylan Harper. They remain questionable, and according to Mitch Johnson, wants them to play, but the coach stressed protecting them from themselves.
You know what?
Screw it.
It's playoff time, right? I mean, it's Game 5. It's playoff time. This isn't February. This isn't regular season. Now, granted, I don't know that you're protecting them from themselves. Can they play? Can they not play? Isn't this the time of year? Are you hurt or are you injured? Right?
Well, true, but I'm just saying that's what Mitch Johnson said. That's what he just told reporters there at the Frost Bank Center. He's got to protect players from themselves. So, look, they're going to play. Yeah, he just probably doesn't want to say and give Minnesota an opportunity to make them think a little bit, whether those two guys will be on the floor or not.
You know, you think about this game tonight, and the storylines all over the place. Elbow Yama is going to be a part of it, how the referees are going to call it. We know it's going to be physical. That is what the Timberwolves do. Mike Conley was talking about, just being in a physical series.
Yeah, we seem to be in the middle of a lot of those series where it gets real physical, chippy, and game by game, it changes. Depending on who you have as a crew, dictates how physical you can be, and we have to be smart with that. We have to, use that experience, and if it's one of those games where it's going to be called tighter, you got to play with that, that physicality. You can't be 2 games ago, it can't be last game. You have to be ready for what's called the night, and I think we've handled that well over the last few series.
And what's going to be interesting, and that just tells me that Minnesota will test that theory real quick. I think they'll come out, they'll play physical, maybe even somebody gets an early foul just to see how tight they're going to call the game. And then they'll go from there and figure out what they've got to do. But again, I've stressed it, and I believe this with all my heart. The only way Minnesota can win this game or this series is to ugly it up and to play physical. And if they're not going to be allowed to play physical, then the Spurs win this game going away.
And again, obviously we have a very Spurs bias. Io DeSonomo said, however you say his name, they're here to make a statement.
We coming out, we sending a message. No, it's playing. We go play the game the right way. We go compete along the lines of competition. Things like that tend to happen, but our mindset is just focus on getting the win, focus on the game plan, not making too many game plan mistakes, having fun, and we focusing on doing that we can do to get the win.
Yep. Well, we'll see. That was kind of funny, actually, and he knew that was going to be the theme of today's game. Are they going to send a message? Are they going to retaliate? And look, I think they're just going to continue to play the way they've played for the first 4 games, and they'll see if that's good enough.
You know, and I do expect a big game from Wemby. You know, pissed off Wemby. And think about the Portland series when he thought he was going to play and he was mad that the NBA wouldn't let him, and the way he played that next game. Do we expect something like that? He scored 39 the other night in Minnesota. But it's the other guys, especially if De'Aaron Fox is limited and Dylan Harper is limited. Is this going to be a Steph Castle game? Is Keldon Johnson going to finally have a playoff moment in his Spurs career?
Devin Vassell.
Devin Vassell, Champagny, who was just awful shooting the basketball the other night in Minnesota. You know, and we talked about, from the Minnesota standpoint, one of the storylines was, you know, role players play better at home than they do on the road. Mm-hmm. Julian Champagny, is he going to play better in this building tonight that he's very familiar with, far better than what he played in Minnesota? Because even if Harper and Fox do play, if they're limited at all, and again, coming in, somebody else is going to have to step up. Is it Carter Bryant coming off the bench with his energy, but also adding in some points offensively? Because that's something that the Spurs certainly have to pay attention to tonight. Is where is the scoring coming from? Especially if a Fox and a Harper aren't able to contribute at the levels you're expecting them to.
Well, no doubt, and that's a concern. Obviously, when you look at Minnesota, Anthony Edwards is going to get his. I think the Spurs continue to double team him. Julius Randle, is he due for a breakout game? That's going to be the key for them. He has not played well in this series. Naz Reid has had his moments, but other than the elbow from Victor Wembanyama the other day, he hasn't made a huge impact on this game. So somebody other than Anthony Edwards has got to step up for the Timberwolves if they want to do something, and that's been a concern. We had Mark Kestisher on earlier in the show, and he was telling us that they really miss DiVincenzo. And I think he's absolutely right. The three-point threat from Dante DiVincenzo is huge. It's a huge loss for Minnesota because he opens up everything for them because you have to pay attention to him at the three-point stripe, and not having him really hampers what Minnesota does.
And again, you look at, kind of like what we talked about in the first round against Portland. They were a scrappy team. Spurs were better, but they were a scrappy team. Minnesota is scrappy. Spurs, this series could be over, but it's 2-2. We can argue all day, and what if Wemby and Fox, one of those guys, had a normal night? Game 1 would have been a Spurs win. The other night, they're up by 8 in the fourth quarter without Wemby, but they lose that game. All 7 games this year against Minnesota, including the regular season, obviously, the Spurs have had a lead in the fourth quarter. And, and again, regular season, I throw that out the window. In every game this series, Spurs have had the lead in the fourth quarter, yet it's 2-2. You've got to give Minnesota the proper credit for what they're able to do, but what's going on in the fourth quarter defensively for the Spurs where they're having so many lapses? I mean, there were some bonehead plays in Game 4 in Minnesota on the defensive side, and I realize Wemby wasn't there, but at the same time, second and third quarters, they weren't making those mistakes. I know Anthony Edwards took over, but at some point, what adjustments are the Spurs going to make defensively not to have those lapses? Because Minnesota's confident. They're scrappy in that fourth quarter, and they're not coming here. I do expect them to be in a dogfight tonight, although when you look at the line is near 10 again.
It is 10,
And I do expect the Spurs to win, not like they did in Game 2 and be up 50 at any point, but I do expect Wemby to have one of those kind of nights, and the Spurs do win this thing by double digits.
Well, I expect the Spurs to win tonight as well. I really do. I think they'll play well. I think Wemby plays well. But again, it is concerning if De'Aaron Fox is out of this ball game. It is concerning if Dylan Harper is out of this ball game, or if they are limited in any way, shape, or form. So, nothing sounds severe. Like Fox right ankle soreness, Dylan Harper left knee soreness. Soreness doesn't sound like anything that would hamper them from being on the floor tonight. So I fully expect both of those guys there. The question is, are they going to be limited in any way, shape, or form?
And I'm seeing on YouTube, Alexandra, Keldon Johnson had four turnovers in the fourth quarter. Was it that many? But they got, obviously they can't have the defensive lapses, but they can't turn the ball over in the fourth quarter if it's a tight game tonight in the fourth quarter.
That's exactly. Turnovers are killers. Turnovers and missed threes are absolute killers. And the Spurs, are going to put up a bunch of threes. Hopefully they have another big night. 16, what was that, in game 2 that they hit? Boy, if they could be somewhere in double digits, it would certainly help the cause, without a doubt.
And again, three-point shooting, as simple as it sounds. If they're north of 30, 35%, they're going to win. If they're in the 20s, they're probably going to lose. It really is that simple. Game night San Antonio brought to you by Vision Source again. Game 5 tonight. Couple of Spurs on the injury report. Let's talk about it with our injury update, powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at tsaog.com. Let's welcome on the Buyers Barricades guest line, Dr. Alexis Mayella. And Doc, last time we had you on, we were talking concussions. Now we got to talk about ankles and knees. Let's start with De'Aaron Fox. We saw him get rolled up on in Game 4, but he was able to come back and play. I was a little surprised to see him end up on the injury report, so I'm guessing once the adrenaline kind of wore down and you took off the shoe, it swelled up on him?
Yeah, usually that tends to happen. Sometimes with ankle injuries, that adrenaline's still kicking in. So what we do sometimes during games for our athletes is we'll tape it up, send them back in, see if they're feeling stable on it, they can continue playing, and then after that adrenaline wears off, we'll put them through a little bit of rehab. So I'm guessing that's what happened.
Well, Doc, I'm curious, and with De'Aaron Fox and with Dylan Harper, Fox is right ankle soreness, Harper is left knee soreness. When you hear just soreness, is that a concern to you?
Not so much. When I hear that, that's probably some kind of mild strain that's going on, maybe a little bit of inflammation that just set in. Whenever I hear somebody with soreness like that, I expect it to be a pretty quick turnaround. Nothing usually that serious.
And again, like with Dylan Harper, you see him kind of getting taken down like a poor tackle in football, and his knee just kind of got caught up underneath him. So it's just a comfort level, pain tolerance. I know Mitch Johnson said about 20 minutes ago, there's still a game time decision, but sometimes you have to protect a player from themselves. There's nothing serious going on with Dylan, right? It's just how sore is it? Can you go play?
Exactly. Yeah. At this point, it's probably more how much can he tolerate. And so if there was any kind of significant structural damage based on exam, they'd probably be getting an MRI at this point. But this is probably more just a little bit of a mild strain.
Well, I'm watching video, Doc, of De'Aaron Fox putting up shots at the Frostbank Center pregame. He looks like he's fine. There's no limp. There's no anything like that. If you were looking for something that might send up a red flag from a Fox or a Harper, what would it be? Would it be a little bit of a limp or kind of a hitch in their giddy up, if you will?
Exactly, yeah. So I would definitely be looking at how their gait is when they're just walking around. I'd be looking at when they're jumping, when they're landing on that ankle, see if there's any instability or any movement going on there.
See, we learned something there. See, Ryan Eggle uses hitch in the giddy up, and you use like a medical term like watching their gait, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you want Joe to ask more intelligent questions, Doc?
You knew what I was talking about, Doc, didn't you?
Exactly. I understood.
Yeah, we're paying attention to the gate tonight. Knucklehead question, because that's what we do here. While it is pain tolerance, besides Advil or something like that, are these ankle and knee areas where they can do something where they're not going to feel anything tonight?
Yeah, so sometimes we'll do some injections or just more symptomatic relief, ice, heat, things like that, just to kind of support them in that instance.
You know, Doc, I'm curious because both of these injuries happened after Game 4. Obviously, they had a day off yesterday and then all day today. What kind of treatment do you think these guys could have gone through, or what's available to go through to help those things feel a little bit better and have these guys ready to play?
Yeah, so a lot of the time it's rehab based. So working with therapists and athletic trainers in order to kind of stretch out some of those muscles. But then there's also things like injections that can potentially be done to quickly calm down that inflammation.
So there's no like electrodes or anything you could put on that thing where some kind of miracle shock therapy?
Yeah, sometimes we do shockwave therapy, extracorporeal shockwave therapy, so that is an option, or more often what we call a TENS unit, so like electrical shocks just help stimulate the muscles around that injured area as well.
Cool.
Cold plunge, massage.
Yeah.
You're good.
Cold plunge, yeah.
Pedicure.
They're
come
young.
on.
Pedicure. Oh, maybe. Yeah, they're young. Dr. Alexis, my outlet. I know there's so much going on, but it's all Spurs all the time. Appreciate the update on Fox and Harper and the time and knowledge today. Your gait, Joe. Pay attention to your gait.
Hitch in your giddy up, Doc. That's a medical term.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to have to use that next time with my patients.
Well, you could. Did you go to the A&M medical school?
No, I went to UIW SOM here in town.
Yeah,
Nice.
see that
Nice.
at UIW they call it a gate.
Okay, there you go.
Appreciate it, Doc. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Our injury update powered up by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at TSAOG.com.
I'm not worried about De'Aaron Fox. Watching this video from Michael C. Wright,
his gait looks good.
Fox looks good. I am a little more concerned with Dylan Harper. I'm not as concerned as to have him miss the game. I think he'll play, but he just looks he's walking funny to me, and that's a little bit concerning.
Our poll question: Wemby goes for 35 plus, 57%. Refs call everything at 21%. And again, you come down to that stat we saw earlier: the Spurs 3-point shooting in this playoffs. When in their wins, they shoot 42.3%. In their losses, they shoot 26.7%. My friend Jordan said, listening on the drive to the game, Keldon has not played like the six men in the playoffs he needs to. If the Spurs shoot better than 36% from three tonight, we win. If we struggle from three, it's coming down to the last 2 minutes, and that's scary when facing Ant.
Well, it's scary. We talked all day about their fourth quarter comebacks.
Yep.
The Minnesota Timberwolves are good in the fourth quarter, and a big reason for that, obviously, we saw it in Game 4. Anthony Edwards. The guy is sensational. He's a great player and a scary player if you let them hang around in that fourth quarter. We've talked all we can do about that. Now it's time to play the game. That's for sure. Pledge, you got a half one. Pledge has got a show coming up before Texas Rangers baseball. Be sure and join the fellas in the morning huddle with AJ and Rob. And Jason and I will be back here at 2 o'clock to react to everything we saw tonight. Until then, go Spurs, go!
Unplug it, maybe.
Writing 410 with the Blitz.